And we are live.
Are we? एक second, I'm just checking if it has come.
हो गया.
Show me. Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on wherever you're joining from. I hope all of you are doing well. This is Weber. As always, joining me is Kapil. Welcome back to Olympics on My Mind. It's been 6 long months, if anyone was keeping count of it. Like I tweeted, pretty long break, but obviously the entire blame goes to Kapil for not following any of the sports apart from cricket or chess.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm just kidding. That's not the truth. But yeah, he's followed everything, and that's what he's going to talk about today. And not cricket and chess, certainly. So that's a positive for sure. So yes, we will get started on it. How's it going, Kapil? How are you?
Yeah, going well. Just following the World Cup. और क्या वर्ल्ड कप चल रहा है. चेस का भी वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप चल रहा था. नाम का वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप चल रहा था.
Mm-hmm.
और क्या बस वही मस्ती कर रहे हैं. और क्या मस्ती कर रहे हैं, सब कुछ देख रहे हैं. हॉकी में साले बहुत पिट रहे हैं यार. बहुत ज़्यादा पिट रहे
Mm-hmm.
हैं. इतनी बुरी तरह से
I
पिट
was
रहे हैं यार.
hoping hockey में पिट रही है ठीक है we'll talk about it in details as well.
हम्म.
I was actually hoping, given the name of the channel is Olympics on my mind, you will also say Winter Olympics follow कर रहा हूँ थोड़ा बहुत.
मैं एक्चुअली बोल ही रहा था कि
Considering the fact you like all the different
हाँ.
sports, new formats and everything.
I was gonna say before the yeah. So basically, I tried Winter Olympics. I wanted to, लेकिन problem वही हो रहा है यार. एक तो टीवी पे आता नहीं है, and secondly, then there's like one stream on Jio Hotstar, जिसमें half
Mm-hmm.
of the time they keep showing medal ceremonies. So it's like I followed a little bit, but yeah, I tried and I couldn't, mainly because had there been like multiple streams where I can pick a sport and all, I would have
Mm.
definitely followed. But issue वही
And
हो
the
रहा है.
other half, they keep on showing curling.
I don't mind curling. I can watch curling. मैंने देखा इनफैक्ट
Yeah.
आई थिंक कर्लिंग के एक दो एंड देखे. आई डोंट रिमेंबर कौन सा मैच था, बट इट वाज ब्रॉन्ज मेडल मैच देखा था मैंने एक. आई डोंट रिमेंबर द टीम्स.
I mean,
मिक्स
I've,
डबल्स
I've
ब्रॉन्ज
been.
मेडल मैच. या मिक्स डबल्स ब्रॉन्ज मेडल
Mm.
मैच देखा था मैंने. बट या उसमें प्रॉब्लम
Mm.
वही है. इट्स लाइक यू हैव नो
Yeah,
फ्रीडम एट
the
ऑल.
Great Britain versus Italy, I think.
या आई थिंक सो. आई थिंक इटली
Yeah,
वन दैट राइट.
yeah,
जितना मुझे
Italy
याद
won
आ रहा
it.
है. हाँ.
Yes.
सो
I mean, the thing is, I've been reading all sorts of jokes and memes around Winter Olympics on Twitter. So that ways, it's funny. Like it's the kind of takes people have.
लाइक बताओ, हम
Honestly,
लोग
for
को भी
me,
बताओ.
like there are a lot of jokes on curling. People relating it to house cleaning with vacuum cleaner, and they're creating all sorts of reels around how they are cleaning the house, and they can also participate in curling and stuff. But yeah, at least for me, this is the first time I am following Winter Olympics. I haven't followed इससे पहले क्योंकि prime time dinner time पे like there is something or the other going on, right?
तो
So
वही जियो
yeah,
हॉटस्टार पे या समवेयर एल्स.
Hotstar,
तो
yeah.
वही दैट सिंगल
Whatever
स्क्रीन.
is coming.
हाँ, सिंगल
Yeah,
स्क्रीन
yeah.
जस्ट लगा लो. मेरे साथ यार.
Basically not religiously following, जो भी
हाँ.
like उस टाइम आ रहा होता है बस देख लिया टाइम
मेरे साथ
पास.
वो हो ये गया है. द फर्स्ट 2-3 times I switched it on, there's always like a medal ceremony going on. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like there's not even a sport. Curling का, by the way, I heard that one joke which I like. It's like everybody in the Winter Olympics either has those really big spikes on their shoes,
Mm-hmm.
dangerous looking spikes on their shoes, or they are jumping off their mountain.
Yeah,
And then there's curling.
yeah.
वो देखा था मैंने.
The
But
funniest one I read, and this is relevant for our Indian fan sports community also, is that uh, I'm criticizing all the athletes for making so many mistakes while grabbing chips and sitting on my
sitting on the
couch
couch.
and something around that. Like
But
it didn't come out. Hmm.
बट एज एन इंडियन स्पोर्ट्समैन, मतलब कर्लिंग के जोक्स देख के मुझे तो बहुत बार सोचता है यार कि यार ये सारा अगर तुम सोचो, इट्स ऑल वैलिड ऑन शूटिंग ऑल्सो. शूटिंग में भी खड़े रह के ही मानना है अगर तुम वैसे लॉजिक लगाओ तो लॉट ऑफ इट कैन बी वैलिड ऑन शूटिंग ऑल्सो. बट ठीक है, आई मीन आई डोंट हैव अ प्रॉब्लम विद द स्पोर्ट एट ऑल.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't find it interesting to be honest. Jitna like the global attention it has gained.
But
as far as
attention is
jokes
ज़्यादा
is
on memes
concerned, तो
only, right?
yeah,
और it's
yeah,
not the first time, हमेशा ही curling के ऊपर ये चलता ही है.
होता है, right, right.
हम्म,
But ठीक है, good stuff,
हाँ,
entertaining for sure. I
हम्म.
don't know when the two Indians are going to begin their
दूसरा पहुंचा क्या
participation.
इवेंचुअली कोर्ट वोट में चल रहा था. आई वाज
दूसरा
नॉट इवन वाजंट इवन
पहुंचा
श्योर. पहुंचा.
पहुंचा दूसरा, हाँ.
हम्म.
सो अभी कुछ वही पैसिवली फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, तो कुछ न्यूज़ तो आई नहीं है. आई डोंट नो when their event is scheduled and whatever, but yeah, we'll get to hear about it as and when it happens.
I mean, I saw that opening ceremony walk and it was you feel a little sad watching that, right? वो जब caption आता है population 1.4 billion athletes too. So it does feel a little sad that, but
I
ठीक
mean,
है. मतलब you
ठीक
can
है,
understand कि क्यों है,
purely
but
based on the statistics, yes,
uh,
you can feel sad, but yeah, when
I
you
mean,
put
yeah, you
a lot
get
of
it कि
context to
why.
it, so yeah.
But still, मतलब it does hit you a little bit. कि population 1.4 billion and athletes
Yeah,
too. But ठीक
yeah.
है, what
But
to do.
I mean, my takeaway is it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Like, it's super entertaining, the entire concept, and I just don't like it because it's not universal. It's not accessible to everyone
Hmm.
as much as Summer Olympics are.
Hmm.
So that ways मेरे को नहीं पसंद. Like, there are a
But
lot of countries जिनके लिए Winter Olympics possible ही नहीं है ना. The entire continent of Africa,
yeah, but I mean
just
the
as a factor.
but the counterpoint is, I mean, the difference in prestige is also there, right? You cannot say that the Winter
Yeah,
Olympics
that's my
has a
opinion,
similar
and that's
prestige.
why I don't like it.
No, but
यहाँ
मतलब
पे
it's
ये थोड़ी
fun,
ना.
right? It's fun.
It is fun for sure. It is fun. That's
And
true.
मतलब very few people are gonna say कि winning a Winter Olympic medal is as impressive as winning a Summer Olympic medal. There will be
Yeah,
people who will
yeah.
say that.
All of those
Uh,
parallels you can draw, but
तो
like
it's fine.
from a larger scheme of things, it is always debatable. Again, there are a lot of takes also. Like, I saw John Isner, the tennis player, tweeting that
Hmm.
Winter Olympics over Summer Olympics any day, and it's not surprising also for him, having this thing.
Undoubtedly from an American, right? मतलब अमेरिका वाले
White
अपनी
Americans, especially, yeah.
हाँ वही अमेरिका वाले अपनी दुनिया में रहते हैं, बाहर नहीं निकलते.
So,
हम्म.
yeah, but ठीक है. It's been good, entertaining.
चलो फिर आगे
ठीक है,
बढ़ते हैं.
but yeah, that is not what we are supposed to talk here.
हम्म.
How do you want to do today? Like, so guys, our idea is basically, obviously, we all know 2026 is a very, very important year with Asian Games, a fundamental part of it. World Championships, anyways, are every year, so those are going to be there for almost every sport. Then the qualification for LA is also about to begin for a few sports. Yeah, Commonwealth Games would be there for athletics, not doesn't have a lot of significance for any other sport, but especially for athletics, it's an important thing. We'll touch upon that as well, considering the standards have been very stringent this time. But yeah, there is obviously going to be a lot that we can discuss, and you all know Kapil, he can like sit here till 6 in the morning and discuss if he wants. But we need to keep it a little structured and concise. So maybe Kapil, let's do it this way. We pick up a sport. We just talk about top three things that maybe you are looking forward to, and then maybe I can give my perspective in terms of what is it that I am looking forward to. But just the top three things.
तेरा वीडियो अटक गया है क्या?
I don't know. मेरे को तो दिख रहा है. हाँ, शायद अटका है.
एक मिनट.
YouTube
हाँ
इशू है या क्या है?
नहीं आई थिंक इट्स फाइन.
ओके, आई थिंक मेरे एंड पे थोड़ा सा लैग है, सो आई कांट.
आई थिंक अभी देख अभी आ गया.
हाँ, it's back.
ठीक
ठीक है, cool. Anyways, so I was
हाँ.
just to reiterate, I was saying let's just go by
Top
one
three,
sport
right?
at a time and top three main things that we are looking forward to.
ठीक है. So
Guys, before we begin, I hope the sound quality is fine at both our ends. Just in case it is not, please let us know.
ठीक है. सो उसके अलावा या ओके सो लेट्स आई गेस वी आर स्टार्टिंग विद बैडमिंटन. हमेशा बैडमिंटन से ही करते हैं. So things to look forward to in badminton in the next year. Obviously, the first is obvious, which we have a world championship happening at home. So obviously, that's the big event everybody will build up to. सबसे बड़ा तो वो है ही. सेकंड
Are
फिर
you are you hoping for a pigeon-free, monkey-free world championship, or that's not a part of your perspective?
ऑब्वियसली इट इज बट ठीक है, मतलब अब हो यू एक्सपेक्ट कि वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप में मे बी इट विल बी बेटर.
Mm-hmm.
और स्पेशली इतना इस बार इतना लफड़ा हो गया था. आई थिंक द अथॉरिटीज विल बी अ लिटिल मोर वरिड नेक्स्ट टाइम एंड होपफुली अ लिटिल मोर प्रोएक्टिव rather
Yeah.
than reactive that they were this time.
Obviously, the arrangements would be very different. BWF will be super
More
involved.
involved and everything. Yeah, so
Mm.
hopefully that will be better. But yeah, उसके अलावा just the fact that world championship is coming to India, so that itself is very exciting. Obviously, it would have been better had we been doing better in badminton, but ठीक है, we still have like 6-7 months to go. So
Mhm.
let's see क्या होता है. So obviously that's the most you are looking forward to. Next is obviously you would say just the development of young athletes, young players. Sindhu has been going on. She's taking this new role, I guess, where she just keeps praising every player. कितनों को I think Tanvi Sharma का
It's
praise
not
किया.
every player. She doesn't praise every player.
I thought.
Basically, it's a new side we are seeing of her.
Uh,
So whenever someone catches hold of her attention, she goes on Twitter and gives her take.
I
I'm
think
just loving it.
I think I saw at least 3 players she praised. What, Tanvi Sharma, Tanvi Patri, and I think one more.
Those
उन्नति को
whom she
बोला
knows,
कि
no,
किसको?
no, those who these are those players
I think
whom
देविका
she
सेहवाग को
already
बोला
knows or
मे
they
बी.
train. Devika ka bola.
देविका का बोला, हाँ, आई
So
थिंक.
Devika Patri both train with her. So obviously she knows their game and stuff.
हाँ, so but the point is that कि पहली बार I think first player she said was Tanvi Patri. So at that
Mhm.
point people got excited क्योंकि she's picked her out specifically out of all of them कि who can do well. फिर तन्वी शर्मा का भी आ गया, फिर देविका सेहवाग का भी आ गया. So then it starts feeling like okay, now it's like one of those Indian commentators propping up every Indian player. At least that's the feeling I got.
Not at all. It's
हाँ.
not one of those comment. Sindhu never does that.
अरे but
And
never does that. But her career is also changing, right?
yeah,
She's now married also. She's coming to that point.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
She's
my
starting
point
to
is
look
it's
at.
refreshing to see her, giving these takes.
वैसे देखा
That's
जाए
all.
तो सिंधु के अलावा आई डोंट रिमेम्बर एनी अदर इंडियन प्लेयर हुज openly praising another player. मतलब Saina never did. I don't think even men में it was never like a Shrikant or a Kashyap or a Pranoy saying कि okay,
Mm,
this Lakshya is the next big thing or
exactly.
Priyanshu is the next big thing or whatever.
Yeah,
मतलब कभी नहीं हुआ,
she's
right?
donned a bigger hat and like
Mentor
she's
cap basically, yeah.
yes,
Mentor hat.
exactly.
At least in public. Privately you don't know क्या चल रहा है.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
anyway,
what else?
so that is the second thing to look forward to, just seeing if any of these new players can break through. There are
Mm-hmm.
few in women. Men में Ayush is obviously there.
Mm-hmm.
But Ayush के अलावा तो I'm not too sure if there is somebody too exciting yet. Maybe in the future, but not yet probably. And obviously there's Lakshya where we keep hoping he'll come back. We'll keep hoping he'll come back. He comes, goes, very unpredictable. So that's the second one. And then third one would generally be, all England is coming, which is always exciting. Uh,
Yeah.
but I don't know if we
One title missing from this entire generation.
entire
Basically, Gopi
generation.
was the last one.
So all England is always exciting, but uske alawa you can always say Satvik Chirag. You have to mention them, how their
Yeah.
progress is going. They've been struggling with injuries. Recently they have been getting to like quarters and semis, but फिर जब हारते हैं तो इट्स लाइक काफ़ी बुरी तरह भी हारे हैं एक दो मैच. सो it does seem like they are still not at their best. So looking forward to them getting to
Mhm.
their best. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way, where you can really get excited and see them on weekends every second tournament, if not at least let's say every tournament. So yeah, that would be my top three. I think तेरे और कुछ है तो बोल दे.
Almost similar, just that I have a few specific things that personally I am looking forward to. Somewhat in alignment with what you said, right? Obviously, World Championship is there, so that's the most exciting part. यहीं दिल्ली में होगा, so hopefully it's been a while. I didn't get a chance to go to Indian Open this time, so World Championship for sure. At least for a couple of days, I'll try to take time and go for it. That'll be a great thing on a personal level. But yeah, like apart from India hosting the World Championship, what I am specifically looking forward to is, can Sindhu go for a historic sixth medal also?
Okay.
Nobody has ever done it still, right? Of course, like Akane, Hanseang might actually do that, and even with better color of the medals. but still 5 is the highest, so it'll be obviously historic sixth. Let's see if that happens. And of course, a bit of hope here. You touched upon Satvik Chirag. I feel they are nearly their best.
Hmm.
Won't say they are at their best, but they are nearly their best. The only thing missing currently is, yes, not being able to convert those semis into the final. थोड़ा सा recency bias भी आ जाता है because they lost in their very first match in Indian Open, right? Second round. But वो, I think it was just bad luck. Like they did not get accustomed to the environment or the surrounding or the ecosystem within the stadium, and then straight away, very first match you're bumping into the red hot pair, which eventually made it to the final also, and they were playing really good. It was a close match. I feel they are okay. They are in a good space,
And just
and
to confirm, मतलब अभी एशियन चैंपियनशिप में वापस Satvik withdrew at the end, but that was like a personal thing, right? It was not
yeah, it was his dad's
dad's
death
death
anniversary, so
anniversary, which
he
is what I read.
just came back.
No
Yeah,
injury issue there at all.
no,
Yeah.
no injury issue, and yeah, I think if they are able to optimize their entire tour nicely and they pick the right tournaments, which I feel they've already started doing, did not enter Indonesia Masters.
Hmm.
So they've been choosy and picky about it. So yeah, if they remain injury free, I think they'll still be the top three player that they are. The question is how near to the Korean pair, which seem to be invincible right now, they can get. That is where the difference is. So basically, Korean and then rest of the crowd, that bigger gap is currently, right?
Yeah, and उसमें थोड़ा actually it's one of those I guess weird things where we don't really have a lot of head-to-head matches between them, right? Sachi
Yeah,
and
because it's a
Casey,
new pair, no? They
Korean pair
just
the
formed
Casey
last year.
pair, right?
No, so
कोई दूसरा
one of the so Sun Son Ju, whatever his name is, he used to pair up with the other Korean
Hmm.
till 2024, basically till Paris.
Hmm.
And then after Paris, it got changed. So there's another Korean who's paired, and now they've become an even better pair.
Okay. But still मतलब 1 year हो गया पूरा 2025. I guess we didn't play too much in 2025. तो वो भी factor है.
I mean, they eventually in the second half of the year they did play, and that is where the semifinals also
Hmm.
string of semifinals came in, right?
Hmm.
But okay, that is one thing. Second, again, very similar to you, like you said, the bunch of youngsters which are coming. Merely for me, I've already started doing it, keeping a close track of course, Unnati, Tanvi, and Ayush. Uh, थोड़ा सा बस
Tanvi
ये
is
लोग
Tanvi Sharma, right? Just to
Tanvi
clarify.
Sharma, yes.
हाँ.
I'll touch upon Patri also very briefly, but Tanvi Sharma in particular, considering the fact that we have seen enough of her now, like she's able to, get closer to the top 10 players. She's beaten what Okuhara very recently, Busanan ko haraya in the Asian Championship, right? And yeah, regardless of those results, right? I mean, her gameplay is very exciting. She's a very skillful player, very attack minded, very technical. Yet there is clear room for improvement. I feel she has a room for more gaining more strength and becoming more athletic. Secondly, we haven't also seen her, in the clutch situations. How does her mental fortitude is essentially? If she's good in basically if she's able to improve her athleticism and she's actually good in her mental attitude also, I think we have a potential of a good top 10 player in the coming years. That's what the glimpse she has shown. Unnati, of course, the reason is because she is already a top 30 player and she's beaten Sindhu once. But yeah, personally for me, she makes me very confused about, like she's resilient for sure. She's a good mover on court. Her reach is tremendous. She's shown the results. Basically, at the moment, maybe ignoring Sindhu, she is clearly India number one considering the fact that she's been consistent enough. But I mean, the game is not there. like very raw game still, very basic game, and does not seem to be, having a lot of winners or a lot of attacks. So I don't know if she's ever able to beat a top player. I don't see that happening right now, but something is working for her, right? Because of which she's been able to make at least till top 25. So it is still worth investing into her and see how far she can go, how much she can progress. That is second. Ayushka, honestly, I think in our last live we spoke about it. I was really bullish on him, and I even compared him with a little bit of Excelsen's game, considering his height and attacking prowess. Maybe I'm not that bullish at the moment. Like, he's obviously a great talent, but like the way he started this year and the kind of defeats he's had against Lakshya, and then Indonesia Masters mein he was playing one of the upcoming Indonesians, जो world number 18 है, who actually eventually won the Indonesian Masters title, but he lost extremely
Bad.
badly. And moreover, like whenever you hear him out, I don't know, like doesn't give me a lot of confidence that some athletes carry that charisma, that they have that champion wala outlook, and they have that kind of fortitude. I don't see at least that in him. So yes, of course, I'm invested. I want to see how far he can go. Him along with Laksh would be a great pair, like immediate future for us who can take Indian badminton at least in men's singles forward. So that is there. Since I spoke about Laksh, that would be my third bit. Like I think he still remains an enigma. I don't know where his game is. He shows on on a given day. He comes, appears super sharp, plays a great match defensively, one of the best in the world, is able to create a lot of shots also, and in that momentum is able to beat the opponent. The other day, then you don't know which Lakshya is going to basically step on the court.
या आई मीन आई जस्ट ऐड हियर, ये आयुष एंड लक्ष्य दोनों के साथ मुझे भी थोड़ी बहुत वो फीलिंग आती थी, मतलब इट्स लाइक यू गेट एक्साइटेड अबाउट देम कि वो दे दोनों के साथ ही आई फेल्ट दैट यू गेट एक्साइटेड कि
Hmm.
दे प्लेड अ ग्रेट मैच, दे मे बी वन अगेंस्ट अ नाइस अपोनेंट एंड दे लुक रियली गुड, एंड अगले मैच में इट्स लाइक कंप्लीटली गॉन
Yeah.
एंड यू
So
लूज ऑल
that
योर एंथुजियाज्म, मतलब एंथुजियाज्म आता है और चला
consistency,
जाता है वापस एक ही मैच में.
basically consistency over a string of 5 matches is what is lacking.
हाँ,
यही बोलेगा ना.
मतलब नॉट इवन नेसेसरली इन द सेम टूर्नामेंट, मतलब सेम कभी ये भी होता है कि आई थिंक इट हैपेंड विद आयुष दैट ही लाइक प्लेड अ गुड टूर्नामेंट, आई डोंट रिमेंबर द टूर्नामेंट बट ही प्लेड अ गुड टूर्नामेंट, वन अ कपल ऑफ गुड मैचेस, देन ही लॉस्ट, ठीक है, बट टू अ गुड अपोनेंट, एंड देन नेक्स्ट मैच, नेक्स्ट टूर्नामेंट में फर्स्ट राउंड ही इज लाइक गेटिंग 21-10 21-10 अगेंस्ट अ नो नेम. तो मतलब यू
Hmm.
गेट सम एक्साइटमेंट कि मे बी ही कैन नाउ मूव टूवर्ड्स टॉप 10, मूव टूवर्ड्स बिकमिंग एन एलीट प्लेयर, और एक टूर्नामेंट में वापस डाउन हो जाते हैं. आई थिंक यू रिफर्ड द सेम थिंग, मे बी इट वाज दैट
Yeah.
इंडोनेशिया मास्टर्स
Look,
मैच.
मतलब
हाँ,
अर्ली डेज ऑल्सो फॉर आयुष. इतना ज्यादा
इतना
ऑनेस्टली
भी अर्ली
एक
नहीं है यार, हो
एक
गया.
साल ही तो देखा है ना
हाँ
ऑन
बट हो
ऑन
गया.
द टूर प्रॉपरली, बट
हाँ.
he's got मैचेस अंडर हिज बेल्ट जो उसने अच्छे प्लेयर्स को हराया है बेसिकली.
हम्म.
ओकुहारा कह रहा हूँ. What's that name of the Japanese? Kodai Naroka.
नरोका, हाँ
So
नरोका
he
को हराया.
Naroka को हराया. So
हम्म.
he's got that
आई
talent
थिंक
for sure.
एक दो और भी अच्छे प्लेयर्स को हराया था.
हराया है, right.
हाँ.
But overall, coming back to my point, लक्ष्य का मैं ये बोल रहा था, at least I feel as per me, the reason Lakshya is not consistent is because he is one of the top 10 players. His level is clearly that. But उसकी main problem ये है that if he's in the groove, he goes and wins that match. But if he's not able to, like, let's say the opponent is playing better, he's not able to find a solution in the middle of the match.
मतलब यू कैन से
Things
प्लान
are
भी नहीं है एक तरह से.
plan भी नहीं निकाल पा रहा है वो.
हम्म.
That is his biggest problem. If things are not going well in his way, he's not able to, yeah, like you said, there's no plan B. He's not able to find a solution to it. एक ही monotonous होके वो एक ही रिदम में खेलता है, एंड if it works for him. If it doesn't, it doesn't work for him. That is what I want to see, if he's able to find those solutions when things are not working in his way. Essentially, that is what separates him from the top eight, is what I feel. So I would want to see if he's able to do that, and if he's able to do that, I think वो results अपने आप show करने लगेंगे.
ठीक है, चलो देखते हैं. By the way, before moving on, you just want to talk about a couple of changes in badminton. एक तो वो चल रहा था वापस, changing 21 points to 15,
15 वाला.
and
Yeah.
दूसरा था वो 2027 का कैलेंडर.
2027 का कैलेंडर. So calendar अभी they've decided on the
I thought that
format
was
for the
मतलब फॉर्मेट
format
से
decide कर लिए हैं, but they haven't decided on the calendar yet कि
नहीं नहीं.
कौन सा tournament कब होगा.
हाँ नहीं, by calendar I mean के the 1000, 750, 500 rejig and
Yeah, which is okay. I mean, nothing to comment there. Like, I didn't have any takeaway basically.
anyway,
It was fine. Like,
I felt they maybe reduced a little bit of the top events, right? So I think abhi we have like what, four we have S1000s, and we have like I think what, 8 or 9 S750s. I'm not sure.
7 should be, like, earlier it used to be 6 or 7.
I think
तो उतने ही होंगे.
I think कम है इस बार because they did like 5 S1000s and 5 750s, so that's like 10 events.
From what I know, they've reduced significantly the hundreds. Like India में
हाँ,
3 होते थे, 2 या 3 होते थे. Now we just have 1, and we don't have Sayyid Modi also, which has been lowered from S300 to 100 now.
नहीं मतलब I think right now 10 से ज़्यादा है. मतलब what I saw was के 1000 were 5, 750 were 5, and then you have like 500s which were like 8 or 9. So मतलब at least the feeling I got out of it was के, you know, when you have 5 750s and 5000s, there was like a clear demarcation there between a 750 and 5000. So जैसे okay, Super Series has been gone for a long time, but we still, lot of fans, you know, talk about Super Series level or similar level. So after seeing like 10 events at 1000 and 750, the feeling I got was okay, now there's a clear difference between 750 and 500. It's like 1000 and 750 would be the 10 events where every player would be expected to show up, and then 500 are like just additional backup events where you play them to get a couple of them in your top 10 ranking. Otherwise, you know, the top players might not play 500 that much.
Which is okay. I mean,
Which is good.
those
I mean,
tournaments are acting as feeder tournaments, and 750 or 1000, though, anyways, it is mandatory for top players to play, right?
हाँ तो मतलब
Otherwise, they get fined, and then they put story out there that BWF fined me.
नहीं, बट मैं वही बोल रहा था कि करेंटली मतलब वो 750 प्लस 1000 मुझे थोड़े ज़्यादा लग रहे थे. आई फील लाइक, you know, there's
Okay.
a badminton event every week, and it always happens, you know, when there are too many events, there will always be the quality of the average event goes down because players get distributed, right? So if like there are 12 events which are like all top level, players will play 8 of them, 4 नहीं खेलेंगे, and then you will have कि all 12 events में there is no event जहाँ पे सब लोग हैं except maybe a
Yeah.
world championship or the all England or somewhere. तो
I will go back and check, because I know badminton calendar is already super jam packed. That is for
exactly,
sure.
हाँ,
But I
बहुत
don't
ज़्यादा
know.
jam packed है. हाँ
I don't know how much change has happened in 750 and thousands. That I'll have to check. But yeah, it is super jam packed. And the other thing you spoke about, 15 pointer and 21 pointer game, right?
हाँ, जिसके
I think
अलावा वो भी देखा होगा ना, thousands में भी they are now saying there'll be a group stage and a knockout and a 10-day format. वो देखा
yes,
तुम?
yes. The details haven't come out.
हाँ,
It'll
but
be like a 10-day tournament now,
Yeah.
rather than a week's tournament. So yeah, let the details come out.
but in
It'll be
general, I
interesting.
just wanted to say I like those changes. I think the current
I like it too. Yeah.
badminton calendar is, you know, getting too monotonous and
Yeah.
too मतलब हर week चलता ही रहता है. It never
Yeah.
stops. So I think that's a good change. हाँ, उसके अलावा 15,
Yeah,
21.
I was just saying, like, personally, I don't like the 15 point format, but because, and most of the, like, core badminton fans who are very much invested in badminton, I think feel the same way, if I'm not wrong. Just that I understand BWF stands also to, like, promote the game, to make it fast paced and shorten the time of the matches. That's why they're going for 15 pointer games. So yeah, let's see if it goes ahead and how the matches go along and how the players adapt. Universally है सबके लिए, adapt सभी को करना पड़ेगा. So doesn't impact Indian players specifically.
उनका
One
तो आई
thing,
थिंक थोड़ा स्टेमिना का प्रॉब्लम है ही, थर्ड गेम में बहुत इशू होता था। आई थिंक अपने लिए थोड़ा बेनिफिशियल ही रहेगा आई गेस।
like जरूरी थोड़ी ना कि वो
ज़रूरी कुछ नहीं
स्टैमिना
है।
की वजह से थर्ड गेम की
हाँ,
प्रॉब्लम होती है. देयर
मेंटलिटी
कुड
बोल
बी
रहा है,
सेवरल
मेंटल
अदर
स्ट्रेंथ।
रीजंस.
Yeah, obviously not
Yeah.
necessary, but yeah, I mean, before you move on, I'll just add there ki yeah, obviously fans in general, if you see the badminton fans, they haven't liked it, or they are not liking it ke 21 to 15. But I always get the feeling, you know, this is a case of nobody likes change. कभी भी change होता है ना, people are always against it. और फिर जब change जब आता है तब you really know कि okay, was it a good one or a bad one. Personally, I don't mind too much. I think maybe it's good only क्योंकि badminton game matches are getting too long. Though I will say कि one change which I definitely would have liked to see, which I think will reduce the matches drastically, अगर तुम्हारा वही aim है, is simply removing that change of ends only after the end of the game. If they just start changing ends at the mid game interval, lot more matches will end in 2 games rather than going to 3 games.
Yeah, that does seem logical. I don't know why they don't do it. I'm sure they must have their own reasons
Yeah,
around
I
it.
don't know why they don't do that. But if I had to make one change, I would make that change rather than the 21 to 15 cage. Like you know,
ठीक
let
है.
कि अगर थर्ड गेम गया है तो यू शुड फील के दोनों एक्चुअली एक एक गेम जीते हैं, नॉट जस्ट कि
Yeah.
ओके एडवांटेज था एक गेम में, अब देखेंगे क्या होगा।
ठीक है. ठीक है. I think as always we have continued
बैडमिंटन में
discussing
बहुत बात
badminton
करनी
in
है,
detail.
हाँ।
Before we move on to the other sport, I just want to touch upon for 2 minutes on Tanvi Patri because you mentioned her name. I think she's still 15. Also, the fact that I this time made sure that I take out some time to watch her matches during the nationals because it was easily accessible and available on YouTube, and I did that. Obviously, there is a lot of hype around her in the inner circles among the core fans. There are reasons to it. Couple of years back, there was a news media around her coming back from China and she being trained under great Chinese coaches there. Then Sindhu tweeted about her. Those some of my friends with whom I keep on interacting on Twitter, who closely follow badminton and are from the sports journalism, have gone and seen her matches in the Prakash Padugone center. So obviously, all of these factors are leading into a lot of hype around her. Regardless of that, Kapil, I mean, without even getting into all of these things, purely seeing what she is able to bring onto the court in terms of her game. I mean, I can stick my neck out and say, considering the fact that I've seen enough of badminton and have also played a little bit of it at the very basic level, I think there are all the right ingredients that she's going to be a extremely good player. Her movement is fantastic. I was chatting about it with Vinayak, and both of us agreed. She does look to be moving very similar to the Chinese, who are like very fluent movers on the court. And the moment you see her, she reminds me of Chen Yufei. Very fluent in her movements. She's athletic. There were a lot of matches in national championship where she was down and out, facing set point or match points, and she was able to overcome those situations also. So of course there is all the reasons to be super hyped about her. I don't know how fast her progression is going to be. Can she even be on the tour till LA Olympics? Because by the time LA Olympics happen, she'll be 17 plus. And we've seen in women singles, players are few, but those who have made it at 17 age, they've been like the legends of the women singles, right? From the golden generation. Intanon,
Sindhu,
Anthayang, Sindhu herself, right? So yeah, there is obviously a lot to see and hope and expect from her. What's coming in next 2 years, if she's able to get on the tour or not. Yeah, that's just my take.
but from an Olympic perspective, you're looking Brisbane, not LA.
Of course, Brisbane, but who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, ठीक है। So next, you want to pick up a sport?
कौन सा करने वाला?
एथलेटिक्स बोला था तूने, तेरे को और कुछ पिक करना, और कुछ पिक कर ले।
ठीक है, एथलेटिक्स। नहीं नहीं, अप टू यू, मतलब विच एवर यू वांट टू
हाँ
पिक।
चल एथलेटिक्स कर लेते
ठीक है, एथलेटिक्स में ओके, सो अगेन very specific three things that I am, looking forward to, and then maybe you can
हैं।
give your perspective. The first one is, of course, Asian Games is there. All of us enjoy seeing, track and field during Asian Games. Medals आते हैं भर भर के and all that. And then now our players, our athletes have started, going into the international tournaments and stuff. One thing in particular I really want to see is how much of impact the collegiate players, basically a lot of athletes who are right now in the US, and the volume of those athletes is increasing, right? There are a lot of athletes going to the US now. I want to see how do they fit into the overall scheme of things. How many of those athletes can come to the Asiads? How much penetration they would have, essentially, because I feel this is what is going on right now at the domestic circuit. I feel this is a better model for us to have more world class athletes by sending our athletes to the US collegiate. And yeah, of course, we have a great benchmark in TJ, right? He's been a success story. But yeah, just to name a few, like Lokesh Satyanathan, you would have heard in the long jump. Selva Prabhu, you would have heard in triple jump. Pavana Nagraj, you would have heard in again long jump. And by the way, she's daughter of when the name is skipping my mind again. Existing national record holder in the high jump, right? Uh,
हाँ वो
Forget it.
यार
मेरे को
मैंने भी
याद नहीं आ रहा अभी.
मुझे भी नहीं याद, सहाना कुमारी आई थिंक।
Sahana Kumari,
हाँ
absolutely,
हाँ।
yes. Thanks for that. And I'll just give you a very simple stat. Recently, we had a Asian Indoor Championship, right? And all these three events, you pick men's long jump, you pick men's triple jump, and you pick women's long jump. Our best athletes, the level of their performance, and then you compare to where likes of Lokesh, Selva, and Pavna stand. All these three currently have better marks and significantly better marks than what the leading athletes from India who are representing India are having. For instance, just to give you an example, Bhavna did a 647 or 646 in long jump. In Asian indoor, Ansi Sojan won the long jump bronze, which went at 620. Okay, that's where the difference is. I know the season, maybe there might be a difference in the US collegiate athletes starting their season well before and maybe the Indians starting a little later. That could be a difference, but definitely this is something I would want to see how much they can penetrate the overall Indian track and field, because that's the way to go for us. Second, of course, it's a given that all of us, probably everyone who is watching this live, is looking forward to it. Is TJ. So Tejaswin, who's single-handedly leveled up the multi sport, what do you call it? Multi-event,
just call it
multi
decathlon.
decathlon or heptathlon, essentially.
Hmm.
So yeah, whether he's able to touch upon the 8,000 target, and some of the fans on Twitter are calling it Mount 8,000, Mount 8K also. So if he's able to break that, I do feel he's on the right track to do that. In one of the article, I think it was for Hindustan Times, he said that if I'm able to go near to 5,900 in Asian indoor, then that means I'm almost equivalent to 8,000, and I that would also tell me that I'm at least good in seven events. And he actually surpassed that, almost touched 6,000, missed out by
5993, right? For those who don't
seven.
know.
Yeah, 7 points, missed out by that. I actually, after that event, because I wasn't able to access it for a good time, I went on Chat GPT and I like sort of did some number crunching to see where does his performance fit in the World Indoor Athletics Championship. And almost every World Athletics Championship in the last five versions, he would have finished top seven. So that elite performance it was, what he came up with in Asian Indoor. So yeah, of course he's continuing to grow and progress in decathlon, and yeah, it'll be super exciting to see what he's able to do, not just in Asian Games, but of course in Commonwealth Games too, which he himself admits is his bigger goal rather than Asian Games. So yeah, that is there. Third is again specifically, I really want to see Sri Shankar coming back in the global elites of the long jump. I do feel, when he did in 22 and 23, it had like a ripple effect in, rest of the field of long jump with Jasmine coming up, and today, I mean, in today's time also, we see there are more long jumpers coming up, Shahnawaz Khan and stuff, in getting inspired by him. So yeah, very much interested to see how he's able to come back, till what level he's able to reach. By the way, Lokesh crossed 8 meter just today. I read it while coming onto this live. So again, yeah, like long jump scene in India, especially in men's, I think there was a momentum which kind of got broken, and we need to pick that up. And Shri has to show the lead or the way for that. So yeah, these are my three things, Kapil. Over to you.
Yeah, I think it's similar only. I mean, I'll obviously add the one common thing which everybody wants, which is obviously javelin. You didn't talk about javelin. So javelin, obviously there is. We want to see how Neeraj Chopra does. He's changed his team. He's changed his coach, and he's coming back from his worst event in years at the World Championships. So
He has removed his coach, I would say.
एक ही बात है ठीक है मतलब
Um,
मतलब I would say he would have some coaching team behind him, right? We
like
don't know.
not in
We
full
don't know.
capacity.
Yeah, we
I
don't know
read
them.
last time.
I mean, we don't know them, but कोई तो team होगी, right? Maybe
Yeah,
not
but
big names.
my question to you, Kapil,
Self coaching.
is it just me? Self coaching is what I read also.
Hmm.
Is it just me, or do you also feel a little bit of cynicism around Neeraj, that he basically is getting into a lot of things? Obviously, he started his own company, so assuming he might be involved, in the operations of it and decision making of it, then he removed his coach as well, which again, at least for me, was questionable a little, considering the fact that he was with, you know, his new coach just for 9 months, and I feel 9 months is a smallish time to get to form that partnership. But clearly, something was not working out there. I don't know. I just feel cynical about it, that maybe he's getting into a lot of things, and I don't know how does that turn out for him.
नहीं मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगा honestly.
Mm.
Coach wise, I mean, I'll say that even in the past, he couldn't even get along with Uwe Horn, right? He couldn't get
Mm.
along with Uwe Horn. He didn't get, matlab, even the Yanni Lisny partnership didn't work too much. So you
Mm.
can argue that maybe his partnerships with the other top level guys don't work for whatever reason. The one coach who really got the best out of him was Klaus Martinez, who's not a javelin thrower himself. He's a
Who is
biomechanical.
getting better of other javelin
Others
throwers?
also, and he's a biomechanical expert, not a javelin thrower himself.
Yeah, that's a good point. He
Uh,
didn't have a proper coach in previous one, whatever his name
yeah,
is.
so basically the point wo ye ki maybe and there's always that thing, right? Ki just because you're a top player doesn't mean ki you are a good coach as well. So
Mm.
maybe that is just not working. And honestly, ठीक है मतलब it is a little bit biased in that sense कि I sort of trust Neeraj. कि Neeraj, I mean, he's given us so many good moments, and whenever you see his interviews, he's got a level head on his shoulders. So
Yeah,
you feel like he knows what he's doing. So I
yeah.
have that thing on that कि okay, I trust him. कि मतलब वो एक तरह से कि वो जो भी कर रहा है उसको मुझसे बेटर पता है, and
Mm.
we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
anyways, coaching में I always feel, you know, कि you can have coach on the face, whatever, but internally coach का actual कितना contribution है towards the athlete, वो अपने को बाहर बैठ के नहीं पता चलता है.
नहीं पता चलता for sure.
It's
Yeah.
मतलब
That is
just
where you trust the athlete
हाँ,
and his decision.
no,
For
it's
sure.
not just that. It's also a factor. मतलब just because the results are good, that's not necessarily mean that it's coming because of the coach. I mean, मुझे एक example जो हमेशा लगता है, okay, it's a cricket example, but I always felt जैसे you know the Australia of the late 90s and early 2000s, they were like heavily dominating. They were destroying the entire world, and their coach was John Buchanan. And matlab after that, once that partnership ended and we went into like 2010s and the Steve Watt retired, Shane Warne retired. After that, we found out Buchanan is not a good coach. He बाद में KKR की बैंड बजाई और
It's always subjective, no, Kapil.
नहीं because the point is lot of players said right कि he was just there. मतलब the feeling I got, Buchanan was just there so that to fill the position of coach while Steve Waugh controlled the team. Steve Waugh used to support him because he didn't want interference of somebody else, but he knew कि the board is gonna give him a coach. तो एक Buchanan को coach बिठा के उधर रख लिया कि okay you are the coach, but team मैं ही चला रहा हूँ. He did not have any input in team selection also. वो official था कि Buchanan has no input in team selection. He used
Listen,
to
I
distribute.
know you're quoting cricket
हाँ,
example
it's a cricket
because
example.
that would have come on top of your mind, but मतलब it's not at all comparable, right?
The
It's an
only
individual sport, very
the
technical.
only point I'm
That's a
trying
team sport, not at all.
but the only point I'm trying to make is we don't really know कि अंदर हो क्या रहा है एंड कोच का कंट्रीब्यूशन कितना है. द रिजल्ट्स माइट बी ग्रेट जस्ट बिकॉज द प्लेयर्स आर सो ग्रेट दैट एनी कोच वुड हैव बीन फाइन. और
Yeah, like true. I
that is the
agree with
point.
you. I just like
And it could be the
only
other way also.
admitting.
It could be the other way also. It's like this player without this coach he can't handle or she can't handle. जैसे we
Yeah.
talk about Sindhu generally, right? कि she generally does well when she has a good coach behind her.
Yeah. True.
Who's मतलब who understands her, who can guide her, who can make strategic plans for her. And when she doesn't have a good coach, maybe she struggles. That's just a thing we talk about, but we don't know. Okay.
All of that is true. I mean, I'm just admitting here that I am the one being cynical because I feel Neeraj is taking a lot of things on himself. And I got that feeling because both things happened back to back. Like he started his own company, and then there was news that he is going to be, self-dependent and not relying too much on a full-time coach. That is what led to it. But I actually when I was thinking about it, if there is anything to draw a parallel, I also sort of thought about all our top cricketers. Virat, Sachin is in his prime was having a lot of his entrepreneurial ventures, right? When he was still at the peak of his sport. So yeah, of course, a lot of these mega sports stars. Virat has so many ventures. He's his own. He has his own venture capital firm. He's invested in a lot of companies and other kind of ventures. So
I mean, ventures
those
का तो
things
मुझे
are there.
लगता है it's nothing. मतलब वो they are team managers. मतलब I at least work under the assumption कि बस उनका नाम रहता है, नाम के अलावा और कुछ नहीं है.
It's just a little different, right? You haven't heard of someone doing it in track and field, so
But then
that is
nobody.
where, and obviously there was a recency bias of him for the maybe for the very first time not able to be up to the mark or be close to the standards he has set for himself.
नहीं, but
All of those things.
but
that's all.
when you're saying that there's a difference, I mean, I'm not too sure. At least ventures में there's a difference. The reason other people have not done it is simply यार नीरज के 30% भी कौन आया है. मतलब the big star that Neeraj is and the amount of money he earns from his the brand value he has, उसकी 20% या 30% brand value भी किसी भी और की है, कभी भी हुई है.
मतलब मैं global context में सोच रहा था, not in the Indian context, but of course, like he would have a very competent team who are professionals and would be running the company. I just got that feeling and I thought I should, let it out. But ठीक है.
But it is one of those things to look forward to, right? कि now where does he go from here?
Of course, वो तो that's a given. That is a given. I mean, that's the number one thing to look forward to.
And yeah, उसके अलावा I also had Sachin Yadav. मतलब there was a lot of hype and talk around Sachin Yadav last year, and he finished what? I think he eventually finished fourth or fifth.
Fourth, yeah, fourth.
Fourth at the World Championship as well. So that's a huge achievement in itself. So looking forward to see his development also. कि obviously Neeraj may every other javelin throw gets a little overshadowed by Neeraj, but looking forward there also. तो जो
Yeah.
तूने बोला just to add to that. And
Yeah,
yeah,
there could be other javelin throwers also coming up. So you never know. We do have a assembly line pretty much.
And yeah, उसके अलावा I mean just to add, I mean you talked about little bit cynicism with Neeraj. मेरा cynicism ज़्यादा वो
Collegiate.
US collegiate athletes पे आता है. And
I was expecting it.
I will just say Parvez Khan.
Parvez Khan. Don't you see so many getting caught in the domestic scene? I mean,
नहीं that is
वहाँ
not
पे एक एग्जाम है तेरा, यहाँ पे इतने सारे मल्टीपल एग्जाम.
नहीं that is not the point. The point is कि the Indian athletes competing in US colleges, they are performing so well, but I have now been told, which I didn't know at all earlier, कि US college में there is zero
नहीं
testing.
होता.
तो मुझे नहीं पता था ये पहले. मुझे recently like जब ये परवेज खान का इशू हुआ तब मुझे पता चला कि
Exactly, yeah,
US
same
college
here.
has absolutely zero testing.
Yeah.
So zero testing जब है, then I have now serious doubts मतलब how much those results will hold when they actually get subjected to testing.
See,
So,
for
that is
athletics, anyways, the entire sport you need to. It is at that situation that whatever you talk about athletics or whatever you expect in athletics, you need to do that with a pinch of salt. That's like by default.
नहीं, but my pinch is greater with the US collegiate athletes.
Okay, fair enough.
Because मतलब I know now कि वहाँ टेस्टिंग नहीं हो रही है. इंडिया में एटलीस्ट अटेम्प्ट तो हम करते हैं, भले ही कितना किया इट्स अ डिफरेंट इशू, बट वी इंडिया में वी कीप हियरिंग दी स्टोरीज ऑफ एथलीट्स रनिंग अवे बिकॉज द टेस्टर शोड अप. एटलीस्ट टेस्टिंग हो रही है.
ठीक है, let me try and pacify you. They are not going to be in collegiate all the time, right? They are going to come back and ultimately start, if they decide to get into this sport full time and have higher ambitions, they are ultimately going to come back and then start representing India, right? So all the development, all the training, all the technicalities that they would be able to learn in collegiate still gets remained, even if let's say there is a caveat that they were doping.
हाँ ठीक है, but then they need to pass the test also ना, वो वाली भी बात है.
हाँ, so उसके बाद when they come to the domestic fold, तब तो तेरी टेंशन कम हो जाएगी. That is what my point is.
हाँ, लेकिन आने के बाद बचने चाहिए ना पहले. सिनिसिज्म वहीं से आते कि आके बचेंगे पहले.
भाई, that is applicable to all the athletes.
But more so for US collegiate athletes. That's my.
ठीक है, fair enough. That caveat is always there, and we need to live with it. Nothing else.
Yeah, उसके अलावा तो yeah, I don't think any major point. I think walking में तो कुछ हुआ नहीं है, right? Additional, if you want to talk about or something.
Yeah, I think it could have been a successful program for us, but yeah, it's just down the drain.
I
at
guess
least
उसके
as
अलावा
far as
उसके अलावा
how
you
I
said
see.
in the intro only के I mean it's pretty much athletics and I think weightlifting is still there in CWG, though obviously weightlifting competition is much lower. But yeah, CWG is the only event where we can talk कि okay, we are looking forward to CWG for athletics. दूसरे स्पोर्ट्स में
Yeah,
तो CWG है
that's
नहीं.
the only thing to look forward to. Yes,
बॉक्सिंग भी बचा है क्या CWG में? I don't think बचा है.
I think है
है क्या?
boxing
I
है.
don't remember. But yeah, I was CWG का हो गया था कि fine, कुछ नहीं है.
Yeah,
ठीक है.
cool. Let's move on.
So next sport, you want to take shooting?
Yeah, go ahead.
ठीक है. शूटिंग में I mean looking forward में obviously shooting is the deepest sport we have in India, challenged only by cricket. I think shooting might be deeper than cricket as well, honestly. So one तो वही है कि it's like do we actually have some, whether new or old stars who shine and who are like who establish कि okay मैं तो हमेशा होने ही वाला हूँ top 3 top 4 में, or do we keep doing this thing where we have like top 8-10 people who keep shuffling around? And honestly both situations are fine by me, but just the interesting part is who comes through. Let's put it that way, who comes through the
Yeah.
the huge mass which is concentrated at the top, and whether they are known previous names whom we are cheering or new names, I am honestly fine with both of them.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, whoever comes through would be a standout performer even at global level, is what you mean, right?
Yeah, and the question also is, does anyone come through, or do we still keep churning? That's also another
I
thing to work.
I think there will be a churn till the
मुझे भी लग रहा है.
time till the time LA happens. There is going to be a great churn. Abhi itna solid churn hai after Paris. A lot of Paris Olympians are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, and it's
So there's
not
a
just,
solid churn.
but not just till LA. I think that is the future of shooting. के मतलब we will keep having a churn,
Agree.
and
For us, it is, yes.
and at least shooting का selection policy भी वैसा है कि there is no give at all, right? It is just
Yeah.
like your last 3-4 trials or whatever it is,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so it keeps
And
churning. There's no give at all there.
sorry, I'm bringing this point up, but again, I keep on harping on it, and I think it is very, very underrated. A lot of fans don't give, her credit for this. We have been talking about churning for so long, and the only consistent shooter amidst all of this is Manu.
I guess ऐश्वर्या तोमर you can say at this point काफी हद तक वो भी रहा है टीम में.
Yeah, comparable, yes, but he
Yeah, but
has
Manu
also
Bhaker
had
has a
his
longer
dip.
career.
Yeah, longer भी और थोड़ा सा डिप हुआ है ऐश्वर्या का भी बीच में. He's gone out of the national squad
ऐसे तो फिर बीच में
once
मनु
or
का भी
twice.
थोड़ा बहुत हुआ था, but ठीक है.
Never been out of national squad.
हाँ, you can say at least one of them में रहती है, either 10 meters or 25
Exactly,
meters.
which is not easy in itself. ठीक है, not digressing, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, Vasant mentioning Ela as well, but Ela has been more. Yeah, she's there around the national team, but not
Yeah,
always
not
part of
up
the.
to the level where Manu
She's
has
like been
been.
consistently in the top 5-6, but not in like
Yeah,
the top 3.
agree.
Yeah, तो shooting में एक तो वही है. Second is obviously the just the how the rifle events develop with the new the new jackets and everything. Currently तो honestly इतना ज़्यादा change लग नहीं रहा है.
नहीं लग रहा.
Lot of people expected that there will be a drastic change, but अभी तक इतना हुआ नहीं. थोड़ा dip
This
हुआ
was
है,
the
but
first event where the new
मतलब first let's say internationally recognized
first
event. उसके पहले I
international,
think
right?
Grand Prix हुई है शायद उसके पहले.
Okay.
And obviously Indian trials हुए थे जहाँ the scores were huge. The trials or
Internationally,
national
a
championships,
major.
nationals
It's
or
the
trials,
first one.
whatever you want to call, yeah.
Imagine the first international trial where they were supposed to cut down on the scores by loosening the costume बोल रहा हूँ, whatever that
Jackets, let's say jackets.
jackets is. And in the very first event of the changed format, the shooter goes ahead and scores a 107 plus series. Imagine. I was just checking scores and Rudransh का मैं देख रहा था because he topped the qualification also, and I think his 5th or 6th series was 107 plus, which is crazy.
But I think eventually the tops were like 633, right? We didn't get like 636, 637.
Yeah, that is there. Yeah,
And even the 630 pluses were quite low, though that is also account of
Field
the
की
field
वजह
was
से,
quite
yes.
weak. So proper एक competition होगा when we have the entire world competing. तब really feel आएगी कि
yeah, the
क्या हो
World
रहा
Cups
है.
are about to start. Let's see.
So yeah.
Okay,
anyways,
what else?
एंड उसके अलावा तो फिर एशियन गेम्स है. शूटिंग में एशियन गेम्स में तो चाइना आएगा ऑब्वियसली. इंडिया वर्सेस चाइना इज बिकमिंग द बिग थिंग नाउ. सो एशियन गेम्स वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप आल्सो. वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप भी है राइट, व्हिच विल हैव कोटास ऑन द लाइन दिस ईयर.
Of course, yes.
Which will have quotas on the line as well. So that would be the basically. I'm guessing they must be pretty close to each other. वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप एंड एशियन गेम्स बहुत ज्यादा गैप तो आई थिंक होगा नहीं. वही अगस्त सितंबर की रेंज
A
में.
month and a half, I think. Like October first week, September end में Asian Games है, and November mid में World Championship है.
Yeah. So yeah, the third would be that just the general build up and the competitions and seeing where we come out. Honestly, I was a little disappointed at the Asian Championships. I don't know about you. I thought given the field we should have done much better.
Yeah.
बहुत सारे goals हमने दिए. मतलब
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree and I am aligned with 100% of the things that you've just said, including your very last perspective. I was also disappointed by and large because I also felt that we should have dominated the way China, would have done it, but we did not. So yeah, but yeah, it's just one of the season is starting. So not sure. Do you have anything to add, or should I just like wrap it up?
हाँ मतलब आई जस्ट से कि यही बहुत सारे गोल्स हम लोग ने दिए एंड इवन सम टीम मेडल्स वी गेव अप एंड आई
Mm,
थिंक ऑल थ्री qualifiers also were like quite low, quite few
mm,
events where we got all three qualifiers. We ended well, which was
yeah.
that team gold and 1 2 3, which should have been more events with that, but ठीक है. And okay, I'll just add कि shotgun का I didn't see anything, but
Mm,
there's just a hope कि maybe we do better in shotgun, but
yeah.
not more than
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Cool.
Hmm.
Like I said, very similar perspective. The first thing I had in my mind was also that like shooting is one sport where we are in. I mean, the India's position is in a great place right now. There is great depth. The bench squad is super. We saw Samrat Suruchi springing up. We might see similar, like similarly, we might see other names springing up in the next year. There is going to be a huge churn, like we spoke about it. So yeah, I feel anyone who makes it to the Asian Games squad or the World Championship squad, which has the quota, is going to be lethal enough to win a medal on a given day in their event. Secondly, again, specifically from a Asian Games perspective, I think one thing I would like to see is मैं आज ही देख रहा था last Asian Games couple individually we just had two golds.
Hmm.
So obviously it'll be good if we can, add to that. Two does feel a little less considering shooting has a lot of events. So there should be more than two. And of course, yeah, like beating China's ass in the team events, that's the main thing I'm looking forward to. I think it'll be a very, very interesting battle with China. And in some of the events, it would be three pronged competition with Koreans also coming in. So, yeah, super excited about that. Third is again, like, doesn't matter so much in the overall scheme of things, but why not start with a bang in terms of your LA Olympic qualification? Grab like a bunch of quotas in the very first go only, no?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have a World Cup at your home soil, then you have a Asian Championship on your home soil. So plenty of opportunities, and I think rifle pistol will be pretty much the same thing. We will get 100% of the quotas
Hopefully.
the way we did in Paris. Shotgun guy, yeah, don't have a lot of insights. It's a developing thing. Let's see कैसे होता है, especially in trap, considering this time it's trap mixed and not skeet mixed.
या जस्ट वांटेड टू ऐड मतलब ठीक है एक और चीज़ जो डिस्कस करनी थी मोर लाइक कि डिड यू सी दैट मेघना सजना स्टोरी competing with 8 months pregnant.
I was sitting in the first row just in case you don't know. I was sending you the pictures.
अच्छा ओके तूने पिक्चर्स
वो
देखे थे बट आई
same
डिड.
in
हाँ
same it, and then I noticed it first, and I actually happened to tell it to everyone. All the journalists, everyone was sitting there because typically you're wearing a jacket and you don't get to notice it. But like when you come onto the range to keep your rifle and water bottle and arrange things, that is when you don't wear the jacket, which is when I kind of noticed it.
ठीक है सो ओके ऑब्वियसली ग्रेट हार्ट वार्मिंग स्टोरी बट
Yeah.
डिड यू मतलब एटलीस्ट आई हैड द फीलिंग एटलीस्ट एट माय बैक ऑफ माय माइंड के क्या ज़रूरत है. It's like it's not a big event.
I mean, it's her choice, no.
It's her choice, but I'm saying from an India perspective, it's not the biggest event anyways, and it's like we have enough depth where we can
Well,
beat somebody else.
she said that she wants to continue participating even after this. So
Hey, that's okay, but मतलब मुझे the question I have is कि should India be a little strict in that? कि we should not given in shooting at least, कि given the quality of depth we have and given the quality of the field we have, मतलब you don't want a untoward incident happening कि on the range maybe let's say labor pain चालू हो गया कुछ हो गया or something happens. Now if the performance would have been bad, everybody would have blamed the pregnancy, right? The performance was good, so it's fine.
look, Kapil, she on merit she qualified for the Asian team, right? and if ultimately she decides that she wants to participate given her situation, obviously nobody can say a no in that case, right? She is purely doing it on merit.
नहीं,
So
but my point was this कि should we have some sort of a rule there? Okay, because I would say it's similar to an injury, right? You qualified all right, but let's say you qualified and उसके बाद you got an injury. ठीक है? So qualification के बाद if you got an injury, as a nation we should have the right to replace you, right? Because you are injured now.
I disagree. No, I don't agree to that. Look, even before Asian Championship, she would have been practicing. The coaches would have
हाँ
known
ठीक है.
how she's performing and all that, right? So they would have that viewpoint, and yeah, like if she's able to shoot, shoot.
Okay.
That's the last thing.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying. Everything is merit based. My
mm,
only point was that only. कि what if something which you can't control happens when you're shooting in the main event, even though
yeah,
it has not happened earlier, the risk is higher, and it's a sport like shooting where we have a great depth. मतलब अब सिंधु अगर ऐसे खेल रही है ड्यू टू समथिंग, आई एम नॉट गोना से कि रिप्लेस हर विद समबडी एल्स बिकॉज मे बी द सेकंड पर्सन इज वेरी वीक.
different sport. No, it's a
या लेट्स
static sport. Serena Williams also was 2 months pregnant when she won the
No,
Australian Open.
that's
So
okay. But I'm just saying, in general, I'm talking just from shooting from this perspective. Okay, because we have such a big depth, okay, should we, allow athletes who are clearly not at their best, which injury related, okay,
in that case,
injury
yes,
related,
of course, the answer is yes,
injury
but
related.
maybe not in this case.
ठीक है, okay. But I kind of felt कि यार हमारे पास 50 शूटर पड़े हैं, क्या जरूरत है प्रेगनेंसी में compete करने की.
जरूरत ये है because she
हाँ,
wanted to.
पर्सनल थिंग. ऑब्वियसली मेघना डजंट केयर कि और 50 शूटर पड़े हैं कि 5 शूटर पड़े हैं. इनफैक्ट फॉर हर पर्सपेक्टिव इट्स लाइक मुझे अभी चांस मिला, आई विल compete नाउ, आई माइट नॉट गेट अ चांस लेटर. आई एम जस्ट
Actually, I'll tell you this story. I am not a huge fan. Okay, I feel her ceiling is low, and she has obviously been in and around the
या
national squad. Keeps on coming back, every time and again, and every time she's been in the national team, she hasn't performed really well. So I'm not a fan. And I was actually money one me criticizing that okay, like still Meghna is around, and she won't be able to do anything. And the moment I got to know about it, like I had such massive respect for her, the way she won the bronze medal, and she's obviously doing shooting in such a situation. It immediately I pivoted, from being critical of her to having such massive respect.
आई मीन आई अंडरस्टैंड, आई कंप्लीटली अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग यू आर सेइंग. जस्ट वो पॉइंट ऑफ टेकिंग दैट हार्ड डिसीजन कि ओके, इट्स अ
Yeah.
ग्रेट ह्यूमन स्टोरी, बट वाज इट रिक्वायर्ड? आई डोंट थिंक
Hmm.
इट वाज रिक्वायर्ड.
ठीक है. All right. We'll move on to the next one, or anything left in shooting.
हाँ नहीं ठीक है, आई थिंक दैट्स मोर और लेस. बोल क्या पिक करना है तुझे? रेसलिंग.
Yeah, ठीक है. Let's go with wrestling. So wrestling में my main three things that I am looking forward to is again continuing from what we discussed last time also. Obviously, I am very much bullish on and expecting and looking forward to see how the women's wrestling squad essentially with all the youngsters now coming into the foray. How does that develop? Obviously led by Antim, we have Priya in 76. There are so many other names, Jyoti again in 72/76, Tapasya, really good prospect in 57. Neha is anyways there, and by the way, Manisha won the ranking series in 57. So yeah, ultimately I feel the women's wrestling for us currently is still, in a evolving stage,
ट्रांजिशनल फेज लेट्स से.
transitional phase, and we really can do much better than we are already doing. And I feel the chances of us in the long run, chances of us doing better in women's wrestling than even shooting are there. That's how I see, at least, because shooting again, it's a fickle sport. There's a lot of unpredictability. But yeah, if we continue to make progress the way we are doing, and all of these juniors who are coming in, so much of volume, they're able to transition to, the senior tour, which is the big question, of course. So yeah, that is number one. Second, again, I obviously thoda bahut I followed PWL, and based on that I felt that maybe Sujit and Aman specifically currently are at the cusp of maybe you know being at the level where, let's say, pre Tokyo Bajrang and Ravi were. So that is the next step for them, is what I mean. Can they take that next step? I am very much hopeful of Sujit. I think he can step into that Bajrang zone where he was almost dominating every single wrestler in the world, barring a couple of top wrestlers who were the main competitors or contenders with Bajrang. Amit, I think there is a little bit of more gap. He again
Amit, you
recency
mean Aman?
bias. Aman, sorry,
हाँ,
Amit bol raha
हाँ,
hu. Aman.
हम्म,
And again, recency bias that, like, ranking series may obviously he wasn't that
हम्म.
great, but he was impressive in PWL. So that needs to be seen. Can he step up and get to the level of where once Ravi was? That is my second, thing I'm looking forward to. Third is, of course, it's by default, has to be called out, has to be said, Vinesh.
Come back.
When does she begin?
And which
What
category?
category she chooses? What level she's able to compete at again?
Hmm.
Like, I don't know. Nobody knows, right? But obviously, there is huge excitement in that specific aspect. Uh, a lot of female athletes have done well after motherhood, but like, I can think of examples in track and field for sure, tennis maybe, and it made me curious to see wrestling में specifically ऐसा कोई है क्या, and I got to know that Kauricho
Kauricho, yeah.
and Morales as well. So Morales
Morales
did
कौन
not
है?
win an Olympic medal after coming back
Morales कौन?
from
पूरा नाम क्या है?
Helen Morales,
अच्छा, Marulis. Okay, Helen Marulis.
Marulis or
हाँ.
Morales, whatever.
मतलब Morales नहीं,
So,
Morales I thought might be
Marules.
somebody else.
Yeah, I did a couple there with,
हाँ.
you know.
नहीं, I genuinely thought it might be somebody else. I was not just pointing the pronunciation.
Yeah.
हाँ.
Anyways, Helen Marulis,
Hmm.
you're saying, right?
हाँ.
So yeah, she is also a returning mother, and she's done pretty well on the tour. So yeah, those are the benchmarks. Let's see how much she's able to do, and of course, people are. I'm certain there are going to be, people who are going to be watching it live, or maybe after it, who are going to be, you know, making faces or getting annoyed at this particular perspective. But yeah, that adds to the fun of this entire takeaway. Yeah.
ठीक है. I think you have covered mostly. I'll just add a few names,
Hmm.
which I didn't watch the PWL that much. You probably followed it a little bit, but I sort of saw the results कि चल क्या रहा है. I did follow the ranking series, जो भी Zagreb में ranking series
Hmm.
हुआ था. That I reasonably followed, and for me, yeah, okay. I have been a little skeptical about Sujit in the past, but yeah, I'm sold now. Absolutely. Sujit is our next big hope. Whether he comes through or not, we'll see. But Sujit is definitely the next big hope on the men's side. Definitely ahead of Aman at the moment. I don't think वहाँ पे कोई doubt भी है. तो Sujit is for sure one I'm really looking forward to के start winning some events which people remember. Ranking series are great, but we want to see him win events which start making some noise. So Sujit for sure. The I was really impressed with Manisha. We had talked offline तो बोल रहा था कि you are more impressed or enthusiastic about Tapasya in the 57 kg, but Manisha ke I don't think I saw every match of hers, but I saw a few matches, especially the one with the Japanese, and honestly that match against the Japanese, I don't remember the name of the Japanese, but the match against the Japanese really made me feel like कि ये कोई fourth fifth Japanese होगी इन लोग की. That's how dominant Manisha was. She was just completely attacking. The Japanese was just standing there having no answer at all.
Do you want to give the context on the Japanese also? I think we spoke about it.
Coming to that. Yeah, so watching the match, I really felt that she must be some fourth, fifth, or maybe sixth Japanese out of all the Japanese wrestlers that they have. And then Vaibhav tells me that she almost beat Fujinami, which was like Fujinami won on criteria.
That in Emperor's Cup.
India Emperor's Cup, which is like their biggest national championship or Japan's biggest tournament, right? Domestic tournament. Emperor's Cup एक तरह से. I think they have two. एक Emperor's Cup और एक I think Meiji Cup है, which is their two biggest national tournaments in Japan. So that made it even more impressive. I was impressed even before that. So and she's dropped from 62 to 57. So that shows, you know, okay, there's something new happening here. So I'm really hoping to see good things from Manisha. Antim was fine, but eventually a little disappointing. She should not have lost the match she did. I think she lost the semi-final. उसके बाद ये bronze medal match में तो दूसरी Indian थी, which was a walkover. Okay, it was a practical walkover. Technically they fought, but it was a practical walkover. She just laid there and let Antim do the rollover for 10 points. So, but she should not have lost the semi-final there. Priya Malik was another one who should not have lost the semi-final. Never come close to losing that semi-final, which she did. But yeah, so most exciting for me is Sujit, Manisha, and Antim is there, Aman is there.
See, you will, Kapil, I just have to comment here. You'll definitely make a better salesman than I will ever.
क्यों भाई?
Last time when I tried to hype up, because I had gone for, you know, कौन से trials थे वो national championship थी here in Delhi only.
I think trials पे ही गया था.
World championship trials थे.
हाँ.
I tried to hype
Sujit,
up about not just Sujit but वो women's trials थे. And there actually Manisha won it in 62 kg. I was super impressed there as well because she's very strong, okay, and she's also a JSW athlete, doesn't matter, but yeah, I felt that watching her, she was very strong, very dominant in her category, and even in PWL she was quite impressive. But clearly I wasn't able to hype her up the way you have done it currently just by watching the ranking series.
I mean, it's not
that
me.
Is what my
it's not
that
me,
is
right?
what my
It's
whole point is.
But I'm saying it's not me, it's the result, right? Japan को हराया वो काफी है. You don't need to hype up कि Vinesh beat Susaki, right? You know what it is. If you follow this thing, you know what it is.
Okay, fair enough. That differential is there, but point is, in 57 domestically, it's not just Manisha. Neha and I would rather say Tapasya, because Tapasya actually defeated Neha in PWL and she looked very impressive, especially in her defense. And she's a reigning junior world champion also. She won her trials as well in 57 or 59. I don't remember the exact weight category. But yeah, like 57, and obviously nobody knows. I feel Anshu is not going to come back. But even if she does, she has a good, pedigree. So obviously domestic competition is going to be huge. 76 kg again, we have Priya, we have Kajal. I don't know if you know her or followed her in PWL. She's again junior world champion, was almost invincible throughout the PWL. Priya को हराया भी.
अच्छा प्रिया को हराया क्या?
एक bout हराया भी. Basically it was 2-2 and then won it on criteria. But the last match, Priya destroyed her like anything. She was clearly very, very superior and seemed that she's the more experienced and, in clear number one for India. But yeah, there is a bunch of heavyweight women wrestlers out there. And of course, Antim is there. We haven't spoken about Nisha.
I was coming to that only. So
yeah.
मैं actually पूछने वाला था कि मनीषा by the way 57 में खेली, right? PWL में भी.
57 में थी, yes. Manisha was in 57.
हाँ तो मनीषा.
I think Tapasya defeated Manisha as well in 57 in PWL. I don't know if someone can correct me here or maybe I'm wrong, but I do remember Tapasya defeating Manisha also.
हाँ नहीं, so I'll just add वो एक जो obviously sort of question mark मनीषा पे definitely है is because she's moved from 62 to 57. We have seen her in PWL, we've seen her in ranking series. Both those events
Yeah,
have a 2 kg allowance. तो
yeah,
वो
good
57
point.
has not been met yet. तो 57 पे क्या होता है, because that 57 was, at least मुझे लग रहा था that was the differentiating factor, right? कि because she was a little bigger, stronger than the other girls, and she has the speed she could match the 57 girls, and that's why she was doing very well. ठीक है. And yeah, Nisha I was coming to only. Nisha पे मतलब after watching the PWL you hope that Nisha drops to 62, right? But at least जो Twitter पे मैंने देखा and जो चल रहा था कि it seemed like she played PWL at 62 or 64 more correctly, but she's looking to stay at 68 only. So
Mm.
I'm not sure about that. I think Nisha is fine. Nisha का similar है as previous, you know, कि she starts off a competition impressing you a lot, and then in a later fight like quarter आया, semi आया, she'll lose out of nowhere and you will be like what happened. And the
Yeah.
same thing happened in the ranking series. मतलब जब उसने start किया, I think a first or second match, first couple of matches I thought ये तो आराम से final तक जाएगी looking at the draw and everything, and then she just lost out of nowhere. तो निशा का वो प्रॉब्लम चल ही रहा है. आई डू होप दैट यू नो शी कंसिडर्स, just looking at the PWL, I hope she considers, but from what we have
Yeah,
heard, it's
I,
not
I also
happening.
hope that maybe she's somehow able to move to 62 because she was very impressive. And
Hmm.
can you get over her Paris Olympics, Kapil? It,
I mean, ठीक है, I
I
can
mean,
get
it
over it
just
because
hurts
we
me the way it ended for her, and because she seemed super impressive in Paris as well.
I mean, the only thing I can say is I can get over it because we experienced the same thing with Vinesh in 2016. So
Yeah,
तो वो मतलब it's not पहली बार नहीं हुआ था, तो मतलब वो
yeah.
दूसरी
And
बार
then
थोड़ा हिट
Paris,
कम होता है.
obviously, we had a bigger meteor which hit us just the
हाँ,
next day. So
वो तो yeah, obviously that Nisha storyline got sort of
underlined,
overshadowed by that.
yeah,
और
yeah,
तुझे याद ही होगा before Paris I was really hyping Nisha up के her problem is you know later matches, so maybe that's related to stamina which might benefit her in a 2-day competition, which
yeah,
could have happened, but who knows क्या होता वहाँ
yeah,
पे.
yeah. Suraj in the chat says Tapasya did beat Manisha. If that is what
हाँ,
put some more context into it.
yeah, and Aman by the
And
way, हाँ बोल तू बोल.
uh,
हाँ, and मैं बोला था
Aman,
Aman was another strange case in ranking series. I mean, I don't know if you saw the result, but it's like
mm,
Aman beat किसको हराया? I think he beat one guy. I don't remember which guy he beat. He beat one guy, technical superiority, like 10-0 or something. Okay, that guy beat USA on criteria, like 11-11. Maybe it was an Iranian. I'm not 100% sure, but that guy beat USA 11-11, and the USA guy beat Aman like 8-0 and fall. तो मतलब ये ट्रिपलिंग कुछ बैठा नहीं. So
ठीक
because
है ना मतलब one off है like when you
that is the hope.
superimpose it over a series of events, that is when you can predict
So
or
that is the hope.
say
It was like a one-off event, one-off match for Aman. Maybe at a, but I can't even say bad weight cut because he was in 61.
yeah,
So and it happened later. He beat that other guy, possibly the Iranian, earlier, and then US के सामने he just got destroyed. मतलब क्या हुआ
mm,
पता ही नहीं चला. So it was a bit of that Nisha kind of feeling. So, but yeah,
mm,
you hope ke, because I was starting to think ke maybe Aman can actually now genuinely we can say he's one of the top guys, and then that US match happened and it shook me again. So पता नहीं.
mm,
And
mm.
yeah, उसके अलावा तो I mean I think I've हाँ
Just one thing, Kapil.
हाँ
I just want to address someone in the chat that ABMO 717. Actually, I also went for PWL finals
हम्म,
in Noida.
हम्म,
And yeah, I think like I posted on Twitter also, it's a great product. If they can grow it further and make it even larger.
हम्म.
Like we are already going overboard with time, but like there is so much to talk about in terms of the fan engagement and the arrangements there. It was just hilarious, but we'll keep it for another day.
Um, uh, yeah, and just to finish off the names, I mean, one name obviously which was surprising. I am not. You obviously have to be skeptical here, but yeah, one was that Greco guy Chetan, who sort of came out of nowhere. मतलब Greco you watch, मतलब Greco generally I see के okay वुमेन्स मैच आने वाला है तो मैंने चालू करके ही रखा है, तो ठीक है ग्रेको आया है वो भी देख लो। उस तरह से सॉर्ट ऑफ आई वॉच्ड ग्रेको एंड दिस गाय every match he went into it I'm thinking okay this is gonna end in 30 seconds और खत्म हो जाएगा, and he kept going and he kept going. He beat the Iranian as well, I think by again by like 14-5 or something, huge score.
Same guy you messaged me about, right?
Yeah, same guy Chetan. But again pehle obviously the first big red flag there is that it's a non-Olympic category, 63 kg, so non-Olympic category mein obviously the competition is lower and plus you don't even know if you can move to an Olympic category. तो वो पहले आ ही जाता है, but still yeah, at least it was nice seeing
good to see,
somebody
refreshing to
competing
see.
properly in Greco.
Yeah, true that.
So just a mention for that.
Yeah, one thing Suraj is mentioning Ankush in 57. Obviously, there was much hype about Ankush in PWL, but I think, yeah, Ankush and Aman did face each other in PWL, and I don't agree with that, at least for now. Aman is cut above Ankush at the moment. He wasn't able to compete at all in that bout. So, yeah, let's see if someone is able to come up and challenge Ankush, Aman, yeah, domestically.
Yeah, but in general, looking forward, वो ये है. So it's like, let's say, you know, again, what transitional year with we have used that word, transitional year for wrestling, new stars coming up, and it's one of those years where you want to see कि how much they, मतलब कितना सर पानी के ऊपर है, really पता चलेगा sort of अगले 1-1.5 साल में. And how much is hype is false and how much is true.
Yeah.
I think before moving forward, just एक चीज I wanted to ask, did you like this PWL format? Because I'm like यार क्या जरूरत है?
मतलब वो you're talking about that super minute.
एक तो super minute and second apparently even the mid round break is like 90 seconds instead of 30, right?
Okay, I actually did not notice that.
I had
But
read
yeah.
somewhere, even I'm not 100% sure, maybe somebody in chat can correct, but I had heard that there's a 90-second gap between rounds instead of 30. That is probably for
might
the
have
ad
missed
break.
out on it.
I'm guessing it's probably for the ad break.
But there were no ads on TV.
अच्छा, okay, ठीक है. But
और
पता
yeah,
नहीं, but
ठीक
yeah,
है, जो भी है.
I read 90, and for me actually ठीक है, super minute is okay. You did something there, that is fine.
They had to add some entertainment quotient in the product, right?
ठीक है,
Which
चलो.
I felt was good, and it turned out really well also. Like Sujit won against the Mongolian, right?
Yeah.
Tomoko, whatever his name is.
Tolga Oche.
Tomor, जो भी है.
Tolga Oche, something like that.
Yeah, whatever. So Mongolian, let's go with Mongolian wrestler. So yeah, he won it because he was able to come back and get double the points in the super minute. So
मतलब it changes the entire strategy of the match. That is my question. कि पूरी मैच की strategy change हो जाती है, so it becomes difficult to read के how will it translate to international. But I was actually more worried about that 90-second break. यार उसमें that is like quite a big difference. Yeah, कि 30 second versus 90 second. If you can get a bigger breather in between, does it affect? But then you can argue कि okay challenges में भी breather मिलता ही है. Challenge जब wrestling में होता है वो सीधा 5-5 6-6 मिनट रहता है, तो that is there. I mean last minute ठीक है, but I thought यार ये 90 second break की एटलीस्ट क्या जरूरत है यार, ये तो मत करो, जरूरत नहीं है. Let them compete close to international rules.
ठीक है, वो सुपर मिनट भी तो काफी बड़ा डिस्ट्रैक्शन है ना नॉर्मल.
बिग चेंज, मतलब इट इज बेसिकली लेट्स से बजरंग्स ड्रीम, राइट? कि मैं 5 मिनट आराम करूंगा फिर छठे मिनट में मैं बजा दूंगा. Unfortunately it's not there, but it would have been Bajrang's dream कि last minute comes for double.
Yes. What about Vinesh?
Vinesh, yeah, obviously excited. I don't see her coming back in 2026, or at least not till the extreme late half of the year. मुझे लग नहीं रहा है कि the comeback is gonna be soon. So it will happen, obviously. Whether it will be successful or not successful, that time will say. But yeah, I'm not too sure it's gonna happen too soon. Time लगेगा. Though, did you see she was tweeting about how some Haryana trials में they had not allowed her, so already the roadblocks are starting.
I don't think it was about her.
It wasn't about her specifically. I get it, but it was sort of, right? कि we are taking the recent wrestlers, but पुराने wrestlers हम नहीं जाने. Those were basically the rules. Okay, if you medaled in 2025, then you can come, but if you did something before 2025, then bye-bye. That was the
I felt there might be some wrestlers in her network who would have reached out to her who were not able to participate because of that rule, and that's how she sort of decided to post it.
maybe. Wैसे Abmo is saying कि there was also another change which was 15 points for tech
Yeah,
superiority, but
yes, it was
that's more the, I think it was a result of the सुपर मिनट
super
राइट, हाँ,
minute.
कि उधर डबल पॉइंट्स आ रहे हैं, तो इसलिए वो 10 का 15 सॉर्ट ऑफ उसके वजह से करना पड़ता है, यू काइंड हैव टू डू इट फॉर दैट. I thought that was just a direct result of that, otherwise I don't think they would
Yeah,
have done that, which is fine.
yeah, true.
Hmm.
Cool.
हाँ,
Okay, good conversation on wrestling. What else?
आई थिंक थोड़ा बॉक्सिंग देखना है. आई थिंक बॉक्सिंग में ज़्यादा बात करने का होता नहीं है, बट आई हैड मेड सम नोट्स रिगार्डिंग द ड्यूरिंग द वर्ल्ड चैम्पियनशिप हुआ था ना वर्ल्ड बॉक्सिंग का. इट वाज अ लो कंपटीशन वर्ल्ड चैम्पियनशिप, but
Last year, you mean?
last year. So I had made some notes and I was interested, just wanted to mention a few names. In terms of looking forward, I am not even sure कौन से events हो रहे हैं. तुझे पता है कौन से हो रहे हैं बॉक्सिंग में आगे?
No.
और प्लस वो प्रॉब्लम है कि there is a IBA and there is this
I
world
think
boxing as
that
well.
problem we are past that
नहीं तो
particular
नहीं, so the
stalemate.
problem I mean from a competition perspective, Indians are largely going to this
हाँ,
वर्ल्ड
मतलब वही
बॉक्सिंग
बोल
ओनली.
रहा हूँ, अभी तो सारे ही वहां जा रहे हैं ना.
नहीं नहीं, अभी ये
तो
लास्ट जो वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप हुआ था ना उसमें भी कंपटीशन वो नहीं था, वर्ल्ड बॉक्सिंग का वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप था.
because
एंड
that was the first ever
हाँ,
competition that was organized by the new IF,
न्यू फेडरेशन, बट या
new federation. Yeah.
लेट्स सी. बट या आई जस्ट मेड सम नोट्स, मतलब मुझे भी याद नहीं है, सो आई जस्ट मेक सम नोट्स के राइट, यू नो. देयर वाज सचिन सिवाच वाज, मैंने लिखा है
He's
कि
been around हमेशा ही, मतलब
हाँ,
काफी टाइम से. वो
मैंने लिखा था ये
कैटेगरी
वाज
चेंज करता रहता है.
कैटेगरीज कहाँ चेंज करता है वो, 50 में तो 57 के आसपास वही तो है.
मतलब he started off with 51 शुरू में, and
51
then
था पहले, अच्छा आई डोंट नो 50.
54 में, फिर 57 में, and I think अभी as recently 60 में है,
अच्छा, ओके,
ऐसा कुछ.
ठीक है. सो आई एम जस्ट सेइंग कि मैं थोड़े कमेंट्स मार देते. सिवच सॉर्ट ऑफ गॉट ड्रॉप्ड इन सेकंड राउंड. अभी ये जामवाल इज अविनाश जामवाल, आई थिंक, राइट? अविनाश जामवाल.
I have
हाँ,
no clue. Boxing I haven't been able to follow because like कुछ पता ही नहीं है ना. It is a little early for me to sort of
हम्म,
derive any patterns. Maybe closer to the Commonwealth, अगर Commonwealth में boxing है, या
हम्म,
closer to the Asian Games, I might have some insights around it.
ठीक है. सो आई काइंड हैव अ लिस्ट ऑफ लाइक 4-5 बॉक्सर्स हियर, क्योंकि मैंने बस ये तब बनाया था. तो 4-5 बॉक्सर्स हियर हु आई थॉट कि मे बी द रिजल्ट्स वर द लिटिल डाइसी, मतलब इन टर्म्स ऑफ जजिंग, बट ओके फाइन, लेट्स नॉट गेट इनटू दैट. जेसमिन वाज ऑब्वियसली द बिग स्टार.
Oh yeah, she won the world
She won the
championship.
world championship. She is the reigning
हाँ.
world champion.
हम्म.
And मैंने लिखा है कि she had an easy draw till the final, but I was expecting कि there will be a reality check in the final. But final maybe she was phenomenal, like
Yeah,
simple
I
and
remember
clean.
reading she was really good in the final.
Yeah, she was phenomenal in the final. मतलब I remember watching the match thinking कि okay final तक पहुंच गए because we had a good draw. But अब final में मतलब basically कोई दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा, and दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो गया, but not the way I expected. तो
Okay.
yeah, she was really doing very well. मैंने लिखा था कि she's improved and she's added head movement and footwork a lot. The head movement and footwork was a lot better than before. So looking forward to Jasmine. Meenakshi was another fighter I thought was the most impressive fighter of them all. जितने भी मैंने देखे, that's
Category
what it's the lower category. I don't remember 48 या
48.
51. Yeah, 48. I think she was in
ठीक है,
48.
48 में तो हमेशा ही there is some Indian who is
हाँ,
among top 3 in the world, right?
but ठीक है, you can always move to 51, right? But
51 में मेरे को अभी याद आया कि recently nationals happened, right? In Noida, where they were not like the boxers had warmed up, they were ready to, enter the bout, and the ring was not there. Those national championships, you would have heard
yeah,
about it.
हाँ,
So 51 women's में apparently it was a final between Nikhat and Neetu.
हाँ, नीतू तो है ही. नीतू भी we remember only.
मतलब we have never heard them facing each other at least in a national championship. Trials या domestically वैसे कुछ होता होगा, that's how Nikhat always used to get selected. But पहली बार ही मैंने तो पढ़ा कि हाँ दोनों का bout हुआ था, and obviously Nikhat
One it.
came out of it as the winner and she became the national champion. But yeah, good to read that.
Yeah, the only thing is मैंने यहाँ पे ये notes में अपनी categories नहीं लिखी है, so I don't remember the categories. But yeah, I have written कि Meenakshi was the most impressive. Absolutely dominated China and Mongolia, and was beat England also very easily. Very fast and scary. मतलब मेरे को sort of remember she बस जाके चालू हो जाती है बस तोड़ो. So I sort of remember a little bit. And another guy was this Jadumani Singh, again the lower categories, 49, 50.
57 he is, right?
नहीं नहीं
Or
Jadumani Singh
51.
is 51, not
I
57.
think he's also the one to look forward to because he again won the national championship abhi.
Does have some room. मतलब मैंने लिखा है कि completely destroyed England, was impressive, but then Kazakh was too good to him, and Kazakh countered him very well. But
He
Jadumani
eventually became the world champion also, I think.
might be, but but Jadumani's performance, improved as the fight went along. So जैसे third round में he was much better than the first round.
Mm.
So he मतलब वो होता है ना कि you fight against the best and you also learn. So
Yeah.
even within the fight, it was looking like he was learning, and but yeah, the Kazakh was posting in the third round. He had won the fight by that point, so we'll see. Pawan Baltwal was another one, but he didn't get too far. He lost, I think, early, but
I think Pawan is 57. Pawan and one more
I think maybe
northeastern
54. I'm not sure.
54 or 57.
Hmm.
I remember reading ये national championship में पवन और एक northeastern boxer है.
Hmm.
These are our two best bets, and I don't know who won eventually.
ठीक है. But Pawan was one guy who didn't actually get very far, but जो दो fight उसने खेली and he had a tough draw. I've written कि he did very well in it. And he lost a fight which was by a close split decision, which could have gone everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are Lavlina absolutely got destroyed. ये लिखा है मैंने. पहले या दूसरे मैच में he got destroyed. So just looking forward to in terms of boxing based on last year's world championship. The few
There was a recent boxing elite करके tournament
हाँ,
होता है
वो
ना. I think
देखा नहीं.
Indian boxers participate
But I think
almost
the
every year.
competition was very low. I think उसमें ऐसा था कि सब लोग के ही medal आए.
Kazakhstan boxers and
हाँ,
like
पढ़ा था
detail
कि
में मेरे को भी नहीं पता, but yeah, we got a bunch of medals. तो वही है, early days. We'll have to wait and watch.
But just some boxers, एक मतलब वही the ones I mentioned, Jasmine, Meenakshi, Jadumani, Pawan Baltwal. These were the four I came के they can
Yeah.
maybe. And by the way, मैंने देखा वो बॉक्सर में वो हुसामुद्दीन is back, जो भी recent tournament हुआ था उसका नाम देखा था.
Yeah, I think he's moved to slightly higher category, not playing in 57, which used to be his category.
ठीक है, those are the ones. Yeah, the established ones, Nikhat and Lavlina had bad events, but even Pooja Rani had bad events. Pooja Rani का मैंने लिखा है कि absolute blind robbery, but ठीक है, she did have a bad event. So let's see.
I'm sure you must have tweeted also about it in caps, blind robbery.
Maybe, याद नहीं मुझे. It's too long यार, 6-7 महीने हो गए. No, यार. But generally boxing में वो even I try to avoid now tweeting robbery and all, but ठीक है, कभी कभी इतना जब ब्लेटेंट होता है ना तब बर्दाश्त नहीं होता है. कभी कभी बहुत ज़्यादा ब्लेटेंट हो जाता है. That's the point. ठीक है, whatever it is, देखते हैं.
Cool.
Weightlifting.
About weightlifting,
बोलो.
yes.
Shocker
ठीक
from
है.
Mira bhai, basically.
Shocker, a positive shocker,
Positive
right?
shocker, yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like three things. First is obviously Mira looks in great form. Fortunately, there is going to be a 48 kg in Asian Games. And okay, before I go on, a couple trivia for you. When was the last time we won a medal at Asian Games in weightlifting?
I think it might be never.
मेरे को भी ऐसा लगा था, but that's not the case. And let's not forget we had Karnam Malleswari around, who used to be winning world championships
Kunjarani?
and world championships.
So
Kunjarani Devi also used to be there.
what, 94
By the
to
way, we
98?
do have 10 plus medals in totality in Asian Games.
So what, 94, 98, somewhere there?
98, yes. Last is Bangkok 98 by Karnam Malleswari. Kunjarani Devi had won in the edition previous to that.
94
But it's
Hiroshima.
almost 30 years.
Hey, the Asian Games is very tough, right? Because the main difference between Olympics and Asian Games is कि Asian Games में you allow two lifters per country, Olympics में you allow one. तो वो डिफरेंस उधर से ही आता है पूरा, क्योंकि दो
Yeah.
चाइनीज आ जाते हैं सबसे पहले तो, और फिर उसके बाद यू हैव नॉर्थ कोरिया, यू हैव थाईलैंड, कोई ना कोई और कभी से आ जाता है.
दो चाइनीज बोले तो
अब दो चाइनीज आ जाते हैं ना एशियन गेम्स में, बिकॉज टू लिफ्टर्स पर कैटेगरी इज अलाउड.
this time they've changed it.
अच्छा,
This
चेंज
time
कर
it's
दिया.
just one lifter from one NOC. And
Okay.
by the way, there's also another rule that there are in total what 16 events, right? Both men's and women's 8 events each. But one country can enter only a maximum of 10. Basically, a maximum of 5 in each gender.
बट 8 कैटेगरीज है वेट लिफ्टिंग की.
Weightlifting की 8 actually. It's not exactly similar to LA Olympics. So
बहुत
8
ज्यादा है यार 8,
categories
क्योंकि
हैं.
यहाँ
And
तो
by
हमने
the way,
5 ही छोड़ी है ना ओलंपिक्स में. तो
5 छोड़ी हैं, but Asian Games में 8 हैं. They've retained all 8.
हम्म,
Which is why 48 is there and Mira's chances look really good.
मतलब
By
हाँ,
the way,
मतलब यहाँ मेडल तो मतलब ऑलमोस्ट एज लॉन्ग एज शी कैन स्टे फिट एंड गिवन व्हाट शी लिफ्टेड एट नेशनल्स, मतलब ऑब्वियसली ठीक है, एशियन गेम्स इज स्टिल लाइक 7-8 months ahead, but as long as she can stay fit you expect कि मेडल आएगा, because
and she looks super fit.
yeah.
Maybe the fittest I have at least seen her just by the look of it. And again, obviously, the result said it as well, right?
Yeah.
205 after almost 6-7 years. Uh, so yeah, she's looking really, really good. By the way, shout out to I don't know if you saw the video or not. Ankush and Mishank, whom I met in Delhi also during shooting. They were there covering the national championship. So yeah,
They shot
got
that
to
smile
see.
video, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like behind the scene and थोड़ा सा up closely national championship के video. So yeah, that
इनफैक्ट
was there.
आज ही देखा था, दे रिलीज्ड, मतलब मैंने देखा था स्ट्रीम के जस्ट कपल ऑफ आवर्स बैक, ट्वीट था उनका, दे रिलीज्ड एन इंटरव्यू विद मीरा. आई डिडंट सी द
Oh,
इंटरव्यू,
okay.
आई जस्ट सॉ कि दे हैव रिलीज्ड. इंटरव्यू नहीं देखा मैंने अभी तक, क्योंकि इट्स
Okay.
लाइक 2
Okay.
घंटे पहले ही था. दे रिलीज इट टुडे ओनली.
ठीक है, I'll also check that out. But yeah, coming back to Mira, so like short term, long term, short term, of course, till Asian Games, her mind is focused on winning the medal in 48 kg. And I think why just a medal? She can go all the way
आराम से,
and win a gold also.
बिकॉज स्पेशली जब तूने इतने रिस्ट्रिक्शन बोले हैं कि दे आर अलाउिंग ओनली 10 lifters in 16 categories, I don't see China entering in 48. China will enter the Olympic categories. I don't see them entering the non-Olympic categories.
Yeah, that's a good point. They might, but we can always have a North Korea and the
North Korea is the
unpredictability.
problem. North Korea will
And
be the problem.
by the way, Thailand is also
Thailand.
really good in the lower weight categories, so you never know. But yeah, 205 on any day, and she looked to have more in the tank also. So
नहीं, but वो
205,
नॉर्थ कोरियन तो थी ना, वो दी सॉन्ग जो शी वेंट व्हाट 221 222 तक गई थी.
51 में ना,
नहीं,
या
49 में,
49 था,
49 में,
49 था, yeah.
49 में.
हाँ, तो ठीक है. I mean, she'll at least contend for the gold.
Yeah, if she
if not
competes,
win it.
it's still tough for me if she is in that form, obviously.
Yeah.
But obviously
Yeah,
वो नॉर्थ कोरिया का you never know कि क्या होगा. और ठीक है, हाँ बोल, आगे बोल.
ठीक है, if something does not go really bad, the medal for sure is coming. Second, of course, thanks to these guys and a bunch of others who follow weightlifting closely, you can get to passively follow it on Twitter. I went back and checked all the tweets, and like there are, I think, national championship overall. If you see, we had a pretty decent national championship, and mostly down to all the youngsters who were able to perform. So I have a few names that I'm going to call out. Obviously, we spoke about Mira. In women's, you would have read about Martina Devi, right?
Actually, I haven't heard that name.
So Martina Devi again comes from Northeast Manipur, if I'm not wrong. She lifts in 87 plus, 86 or 87
87
plus.
plus you are saying, अच्छा मतलब
Yes,
open weight.
yes. And I remember tweeting about her couple of years back or 3 years back when she was participating in Khelo India Games that our own Lee Wenwen. So I vividly remember that. She actually broke the junior national record, went very close to the senior national record. She's just 19 or 20 at the moment. But just to put some context onto it, she lifted 249.
Hmm.
Okay? Now, if you see where does 249 land up as far as previous world championship is concerned, again, the caveat here is we are just talking about one sample size here, but 249 is
Nowhere,
a
nowhere.
sixth position
अच्छा.
uh, standing okay, in this category as far as world championships are concerned. And of course, if she keeps on improving, she does seem to be having more room for improvement. So yeah,
Doesn't
someone
golds go like
definitely.
300 plus? Or am I wrong?
Well, Lee Wenman is the only one who can go beyond 300.
Okay.
And you remember Lee Wenman, right?
I remember the
The
name.
huge Chinese
Yeah,
girl,
yeah.
and like Tokyo May or even a lot of world championships around Tokyo, when the entire field is done lifting,
उसके
that is when
बाद
she used to come out.
फर्स्ट लिफ्ट आती है.
Ah. So she used to go beyond 300 and एक American होती थी या Russian होती थी used to come close to her, but then eventually she did not came close to her regardless. Then men's में आते हैं. So men's में 79 kg national champion Vedavrat Bharali, he lifted 329. Okay. uh, like वैसे it's a
Decent.
pretty lower position, 13th position, but still considering he's new. And also, I think he was the one who couldn't actually do a proper jump. Clean में ही उसका वो I think हाथ फिसल गया था and he couldn't do it. So
अच्छा,
then he had to
that was that
salvage it.
throw
And
जो वो एक था कि हाथ ऐसे निकल गया, then he tried to recover.
if I remember correctly, it was him only because there were so many videos and I wasn't able to follow it properly. But yeah, like he has Ajay Valluri, Achinta Sehuli in his category. So
ये सब तो
domestic
नाम सुने हैं
competition
पहले.
is
हाँ.
Achinta used to be a regular, right? So
अजय सिंह भी
point
तो था.
being,
अजय वदुली और अजय सिंह का डिफरेंट. एक अजय सिंह भी था ना, 80
Ajay
में
Singh
क्या?
used to be 80 plus.
वो 80 के आसपास ही था. आई डोंट नो 79 था, 86 था.
81 में खेलता
हाँ,
था
तो
जहाँ
81
तक याद
79
है.
सेम ही हो गया ना.
Hmm. Valluri is different. He's a youngster again. So yeah, like if he keeps on improving, let's see. The world championship standing is of 13th position. Then in 71 kg it was Ajit Narayan. Okay,
ये भी नाम सुना है, आई
he
थिंक.
he was last year he participated in the world championship, and there I think he finished ninth. And like वो खुद ही ninth finish किया था. 320 same ही उठाया था उसने. And then of course 65 में Muthu Pandi Raja.
ये
Typically we tend to do well in the lower categories. He did a 302. 302 would have stood him fifth in the world championship. Again, lots of caveats here. It was a post-Olympic
वर्ल्ड
year.
चैंपियनशिप.
We
हाँ.
don't know how many, actual uh, good countries participated in it. But the good part in his case is that now, because 65 is actually a Olympic category, Jeremy, who had to basically switch between 67, 71, and then, had to put a
67
stop
73 था, आई थिंक. He was competing
73,
67 and he was required to move to 73, which he
which felt a
basically
little
never did.
too much for him,
He
right?
basically never did, yeah.
Yeah. So 302 is a really good, I think, weight, and if he's able to improve on that, and then now Jeremy is also back. Although Jeremy's lift was a total of 297, but again, domestic. We've seen so many times if the domestic competition is good, it generally bodes well for whosoever gets selected in the international, right?
ठीक
So
है.
yeah, these are a few names we definitely need to look forward to. And one more thing, it'll be good if all of these youngsters are able to make it to the Asian Games because Last year it was just Mirabai and Bindya Rani, just two women weightlifters. We entered in Asian Games, which was very bleak situation. So yeah, like let's hope there are at least 7 or 8 of these youngsters who are able to participate, led by Mira, and then we'll see if we are able to how we are able to fare in the Asian Games.
Okay, let's see. I mean, honestly, I am a little skeptical. I don't have too many high hopes on weightlifting. मीराबाई का भी प्रॉब्लम यही है कि इट्स लाइक द अचीवमेंट वाज एब्सोल्युटली ग्रेट बट it's still not good enough to move from 48 to 51, right? I think she's anyways focusing on 48 only for the Asian Games. फिर उसके बाद to try to
53
move
move
to
करना पड़ेगा.
53, sorry, not even 51. तो उसके बाद moving to 53 and also increasing her weight, I mean, I don't see it happening. So
Yeah.
she definitely shocked us this year whenever the championships happen. So maybe she shocks us again. You hope for it, but yeah, I'm not too sure the performance as great as it was affects the Olympic chances much, unfortunately. And yeah, दूसरे lifters, I mean, okay, it's fine, but जैसे तो वही बोल रहा है कि you're comparing with the 2025 World Championships, which is not the most heavily contested World Championship, and
Yeah.
फिर
Supposedly.
डोमेस्टिक में रिजल्ट भी थोड़ा जनरली अच्छा रहता है, हमने बहुत बार ये भी देखा है.
But the positive thing is all of these are young and there is room
Let's
for
see.
improvement.
Yeah,
And they've been gradually improving so far, so why not?
let's hope, but yeah, I don't have too high hopes.
Acha, one thing, one thing I really want to call it out, and guys, I know we are talking about what to look forward to here, but definitely one thing that should not be looked forward to is how our weightlifters do in Commonwealth Games and all the hype that follows after it. So we all know what level Commonwealth Games are, and yeah, I just hope it doesn't unnecessarily get blown out of proportion with all the golds, reigning in the weightlifting.
And this time they'll have the sort of the exclusive spotlight, right? क्योंकि और कोई स्पोर्ट्स है नहीं, मतलब हमेशा बैडमिंटन भी होता है, रेसलिंग होता है, दे हैव टू शेयर, टेबल टेनिस होता है, दे हैव टू शेयर द स्पॉटलाइट व्हिच दे वोंट हैव टू दिस टाइम. हाँ, बट ठीक है, कॉमनवेल्थ वेटलिफ्टिंग इज कॉमनवेल्थ वेटलिफ्टिंग. ठीक है, हॉकी के बारे में बात करनी है थोड़ी.
यस, बोलो आप.
ठीक है, आई मीन लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू, तो मतलब हॉकी के लिए ऑब्वियसली बड़ा साल है. वी हैव द एशियन गेम्स कमिंग अप, वी हैव द वर्ल्ड कप कमिंग अप. Asian Games has the quota, Olympic quota on the line, and obviously World Cup is World Cup. That's one event which we haven't won since, I don't think we have even medaled in recent times at least. जीते तो एक ही बार है 1975 में. And
World Cup you mean?
Yeah, World Cup hockey.
Are there medals?
Yeah, I don't think
Bronze
so.
medal अलग से होता है?
हाँ, medals है.
Okay.
We didn't. I don't think we have got any medals though. We have been. The last World Cup was obviously the big disappointing one, right? जो भुवनेश्वर में हुआ था, and we lost to New Zealand in that marathon shootout. It went something like 9-8 or 10-9 or something in the shootout. तो एकदम marathon shootout में quarter final में ही हार गए थे. We went in with a lot of high hopes, and it was hard.
New Zealand we lost against.
Yeah. So obviously the big event this year for me at least is the hockey perspective, says the Hockey World Cup. That is number one. Number two is your Asian Games, and then you have your Pro League. And obviously there's a lot of churn also, a lot of new players being tried, but yeah, at the moment it's not looking good. Just a couple of matches. कल मैंने पहला मैच देखा था, India Belgium, and we were definitely the second best team. मतलब it was always Belgium who had the possession, who had the attack. But
we are not playing our best squad, right?
We are, except एक मनप्रीत सिंह is not there, कृष्ण पाठक is not there. So वो दो मेन प्लेयर्स नहीं है, एक दो प्लेयर और नहीं है, but out of the major players, मनप्रीत is not there and कृष्ण पाठक is not there. And obviously there's that controversy. तूने देखा है क्या कि क्यों नहीं है, क्या है, वो चल रहा है.
बहुत सारी theories हैं.
हाँ, रेस्ट, कोकेन, डिसिप्लिन, सब कुछ चल रहा है उसको.
कोकेन बना दिया तूने. कैनबिस था वो, कोकेन सीधा.
कैनबिस था, ओके, सॉरी, कैनबिस नॉट कोकेन. यार अब मैं तो लेता नहीं, तो मेरे लिए तो सेम ही चीज़ है. मैं तो कभी सिगरेट भी नहीं पी, तो मैं क्या बोलूँ. मैंने ना सिगरेट पी है ना दारू पी है.
अच्छा, I don't know where that came from, but ठीक है.
नहीं, मतलब that's what happens, right? जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल वेजिटेरियन के लिए अब तू तू काव खा
Come
या
back, come
हाँ,
back, come back,
नहीं
couple.
नहीं, आई एम कमिंग बैक, बट जस्ट एक सेगमेंट, वेजिटेरियन के लिए तू अब है ना चिकन खा या तू मच्छर खा, सेम ही बात है मेरे लिए। कि मेरे को तो
Okay.
दोनों ही वैसे सेम ही लगते हैं, तू चिकन खा या तू मच्छर खा, सेम ही बात है मेरे लिए।
सही है, good.
हाँ तो ठीक है, एनीवेज तो मैं वही बोल रहा था कि हॉकी में ऑब्वियसली कंट्रोवर्सी चल रहा है। आई थिंक वी आर मिसिंग कृष्ण पाठक, दैट इज वन प्लेयर आई थिंक वी आर miसिंग, बिकॉज
I don't know. I mean, I read about him in Hockey India League that he wasn't at his best and like अच्छा नहीं खेला overall. That
पता
is
नहीं।
what I read last.
ओके, आई डेंट फॉलो द हॉकी इंडिया लीग, सो आई कैंट कमेंट देयर। प्रो लीग देखा था मैंने, मैं वही बोल रहा था, बेल्जियम के सामने पहले मैच में वी वर डेफिनेटली द सेकंड बेस्ट टीम, बट वी एटलीस्ट हेल्ड देम टू 1-1 टिल लाइक द फोर्थ क्वार्टर, एंड देन इट बिकेम 3-1। और उसके बाद से तो बस पिटे ही जा रहे हैं, मतलब अर्जेंटीना का मैच देखा नहीं मैंने, आई वॉज गोइंग टू वॉच बट देन आई फाउंड आउट द रिजल्ट ऑफ, रिजल्ट देखने के बाद यू आर लाइक यार ये मैच क्या देखना है, एट
Yeah,
नील होने के बाद। टुडे ऑल्सो इट्स लाइक राइट इन द बिगनिंग बेल्जियम गॉट 3 पेनल्टी कॉर्नर्स, बिकेम 3-0, फिर वहाँ से 4-0, और फिर ठीक है उधर से वी गॉट इट बैक टू 4-2, बट वो 4-0 पे मैच खत्म हो गया था इन द फर्स्ट क्वार्टर, इनफैक्ट लाइक 2 minutes into the second quarter it was 4-0। तो मतलब ये हॉकी ऑनेस्टली इट्स कम आउट ऑफ द ब्लू, और अर्जेंटीना इज अ टीम विच वी एक्चुअली हैव अ वेरी गुड रिकॉर्ड अगेंस्ट, तो इट्स
yeah,
सॉर्ट ऑफ
agree.
कम आउट ऑफ द ब्लू कि ये क्या हो रहा है, बट होपफुली वी कैन चेंज। या एंड माय ओनली एक्सप्लेनेशन वाज मे बी वी आर missing Krishan Patak, because there has been a quite a few mishaps in front of goal, penalty corner goals जैसे आज बहुत सारे खाए, तो better goalkeeper would have definitely helped there। So and Manpreet Singh है who's another player we are missing, but ठीक है, this is not like a second team which should be getting destroyed
But
so
we
much।
don't know about Manpreet, no, whether he's going to come back or not.
I mean the
I
late,
don't know which theory to believe in, which report to
but
believe in.
but both theories are saying कि he will come back, right? One theory is कि he's been removed due to disciplinary reasons, but then that is temporary, he should be back after that। The
Well,
second,
there
हाँ
was
वो
a
आता है
third
उसमें,
theory also.
yeah, second theory is कि obviously he's taking a rest, which is what he himself has tweeted, but nobody believes
Yeah.
that। And yeah, third theory honestly I don't believe, which is कि they don't want
Him
Manpreet
to
to cross
continue.
Dilip Turki's record। Yeah, I'm not buying that। Okay, that really is the most media made theory ever। कि इट्स लाइक मनप्रीत को ड्रॉप किया, किसी ने नोटिस कर लिया, अरे उसके 412 मैच थे, इसके 411 हो गए, इसलिए इसको नहीं आने देने। ना, आई एम नॉट बाइंग दैट, सॉरी।
Yeah, like it won't be hugely surprising and shocking also, even
नहीं,
if it
आई
was
थिंक
true.
इट इज
I'll
इट
just
वुड
say that.
आई थिंक इट विल बी यूजली सरप्राइजिंग एंड शॉकिंग, बिकॉज दिलीप टर्की इज नॉट केपीएस गिल। आई मीन
I mean, I don't know him personally, or I don't
ऑब्वियसली
know
आई ऑल्सो
his
डोंट नो हिम।
personality, right? So how do I know?
नहीं, बट जस्ट बेस्ड ऑन द
Generally,
फैक्ट
the
कि
stereotype is that like people who are in admin and at the highest post, obviously all of them are,
नहीं, बट ही इज नॉट,
power hungry and
but he is not just an administrator, right? He is like India's greatest player. If he does that, his legacy itself gets hurt। मतलब if he protects his record 412 against 411 in this way, his legacy doesn't get bettered. His legacy gets hurt there। His legacy gets bettered if under his leadership, you go and win an Olympic gold।
yeah, well, there are dependency there also. Like after a few years, people would have forgotten it, and the stats remain. So
बट स्टैट ये भी रहता है कि उसकी लीडरशिप में 2 ओलंपिक तो आ गए, तीसरा आया या गोल्ड आया या वट एवर आया, वो ज़्यादा बड़ी बात है यार, 412
ठीक है
411।
जो भी है, we
हाँ
don't
ठीक
know
है, बट
which theory
आई
holds
एंड
true.
जस्ट फॉलोइंग हिम, मतलब ऑब्वियसली वी डोंट नो द काइंड ऑफ पर्सन ही इज, बट generally in his playing days he was like one of the most respected and
Of course, he was, yes,
level headed
credible.
people, not जैसा
Yeah,
धनराज पिल्ले था।
yeah,
धनराज पिल्ले was
very
always seen as a,
respectful. Yeah.
नहीं, but धनराज पिल्ले was always seen as a bit of a hothead, right? He used to even make wild statements, and he was always at odds with the administration, and he was in general, he was seen as a very gifted player, but at the same time a bit of a hothead। Dilip
Mm.
Turkey was seen as this calm
Yeah,
leadership, respected
leader.
guy।
Yeah.
So मतलब yeah, I'm not buying that 411 412 वाला। Yeah, maybe I'm too naive, but I'm not buying that। Okay,
चल ठीक है, वो तो पता चल जाएगा।
हाँ वो तो पता
That's
चल ही
as
जाएगा।
easy as that.
बट या सो, बट कुछ भी बोले यार, दैट 8-0 से रिकवर करना इज अ लिटिल टफ। होपफुली वी रिकवर बैक क्विकली।
Do you feel? I feel that unnecessarily there's a lot of pressure mounting on Indian hockey overall with like obviously the results are not coming and then ये controversy हो गई
कंट्रोवर्सी से ही
then
चालू है ना सारा, रिजल्ट तो थे ही उसके पहले।
but उससे पहले women's hockey
हाँ,
again
वुमेन का रिजल्ट नहीं है, वुमेन इज अ डिफरेंट बीस्ट।
हाँ मतलब
वुमेन
मैं
इज
ओवरऑल हाई लेवल पे इंडियन हॉकी की एज सच बात कर रहा हूँ so
वो
maybe because of the pressure I don't know like everyone is feeling that but yeah obviously just completing on women's hockey again like we've seen it so many times it's going to be a restart for them again like from scratch right with Marine coming back and yeah he's done it previously but let's see it does not they don't have any backlog it'll be a fresh start again for them
या
we don't know where they'll end up going to anyways no longer a part of the pro league now दूसरा क्या
दैट विल
होता है
हर्ट। हाँ, प्रो लीग ही होता है, उसके बाद नेशंस कप है, बट
basically
दैट,
they get relegated to another
so
tournament
that's
right
nations cup, but that is
nations
like
cup
one
right
event, it is not like continuously चलता जाता है and you have a
yeah
league or whatever, that
uh,
is like one single event जैसे
yeah
normal event होता है। And yeah, Margin by the way himself gave a public statement जो normally India में देते नहीं है, but he's a foreign coach, he doesn't get that. He gave a public statement कि I have to first foster unity, मतलब basically saying कि सारे players divided है, कि सब लोग अपना अपना कर रहे हैं, and he had to come
that's
and the,
been a Indian hockey thing for
well, it's
forever
been an
right
Indian sport thing honestly, जब भी हारते हैं हम यही बोलते हैं कि divided है।
मतलब टीम स्पोर्ट तो कितने दो ही है ना
हाँ
क्रिकेट एंड हॉकी तो
हाँ,
क्रिकेट
ठीक
में
है
तो इतना
मतलब,
नहीं दिखता
नहीं मतलब अब तू ऐसे डिवाइडेड का बोलेगा तो कबड्डी में भी क्रिटिसिज्म हुआ है उस हिसाब से, जब हारे थे ईरान से कि डिवीजन हो रखा है, ये हो रखा है, वो हो रखा है, मतलब को तू निकाल सकता है, यू कैन फाइंड अदर टीम स्पोर्ट्स।
काउंटर करने के लिए तो आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो
हाँ
ठीक है बट लेट्स गो ऑन
हाँ, बट ठीक है, एनीवेज तो मतलब यू एंड इंडिविजुअल स्पोर्ट में ऑल्सो से ना कि इन लोग की आपस में पट्टी नहीं है, जैसे साइना सिंधु का भी से पट्टी नहीं है, ये है वो है।
अच्छा समझ गया चल
हाँ बट
आगे
ठीक है, बट वट एवर, सो बट या वुमेन हॉकी का तो डेफिनेटली, and obviously the biggest loss is that we are losing out the matches itself on playing the top teams, and yeah, you hit the nail on the head कि we are basically starting from scratch now. क्या होगा टाइम ही बताएगा, and yeah, that's another thing to look forward to कि maybe not so much this year because I think this year the big event they have is Asian Games, Nations Cup में you hope कि there they should come through,
yeah
but उसके अलावा the big
so
event is Asian
whosoever wins nations cup gets promoted
promoted,
to pro league again
yeah. Let's see, let's hope उधर क्या होता है, but yeah, hockey just based on the past couple of days and it's literally only that one big match है, और आज का बोल
yeah
लो कि चलो 4-0 हुआ था फिर 4-2 किया, but it's this
आज
4-0
किसके अगेंस्ट था
Belgium,
we lost again
मतलब they scored of their first 3 penalty corners right in the first quarter, तो
okay
वहीं पे
maybe that's why you are saying you were missing Krishna Pathak
हाँ, so वहीं पे वो 3-0 हो गया, then second quarter के right in the beginning we conceded a fourth which I think was a field goal, so that was 4-0, and then 4-0 के बाद eventually we came back to 4-2 which was the final score line. तो मतलब वैसे अर्जेंटीना में भी हुआ वही था, हाफ टाइम पे इट वाज 7-0, हाफ टाइम पे 7-0 हुआ था, वी एंडेड 8-0, तो इट्स लाइक जस्ट दीज पॉकेट्स वेयर वी आर प्लेइंग वेरी बैड, बट ठीक है, द ओनली सेविंग ग्रेस देयर इज कि एक दो मैच ही हैं, hopefully it's just aberration and we can come back, but yeah, today didn't give too many hopes. Okay, that one match was an aberration.
yeah
Let's see. And yeah, obviously there are few new players coming in who some returnees also, like Karthi Selvam is returning, so some returnees also, hopefully let's see क्या होता है, but bit disappointing day to talk about hockey, let's put it that way.
yeah like last few days have been totally disaster
फिर उसके अलावा यहाँ वहाँ के स्पोर्ट्स हैं और कोई, टेबल टेनिस का कुछ बोलना है?
टीटी नहीं आर्चरी का मेरे को बस एक था
हाँ
आई ऑनेस्टली अगेन don't have a lot of things to look forward to because थोड़ा सा unpredictable है but one thing definitely I am closely following is how the international competition develops specifically for compound mix
yes,
so we that will be a thing to look forward to बाकी तो I think it will be a BAU as they say Business
maybe
as
मतलब
usual.
I have some hopes कि maybe even Recap can fight back a little bit. मतलब it might have an impact. I'm not too sure, but we'll maybe not. But मतलब I'm thinking कि does it have an impact के maybe too short a time, but के compound भी अब क्योंकि ओलंपिक में जा रहा है, maybe थोड़ा some Recap archers look to move towards compound, so maybe Recap field also weakens a bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think that's wishful thinking. Most probably not. But yeah,
Yeah.
the big
Basically, the point is we've been one of the best compound archery nations,
hmm.
and the contention that we are talking about here is, do we continue to be at the top or do we see a dip?
I mean, already towards the end of last year, थोड़ा dip था, right? Towards last
एक ही
year.
था ना, एक ही टूर्नामेंट था ना,
नहीं, I
एक या
think
दो.
हाँ एक या दो टूर्नामेंट थे विच में ऑलरेडी थोड़ा डिप हो गया था. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, the big story for archery is what happens in compound this year. Both
Yeah.
from a global perspective and from an Indian perspective. Can we still maintain that same domination of form which we have been doing, or does it develop and how do we face to it? So that is definitely the big story this year. उसके
And
अलावा the
perhaps
season
any
hasn't
new
started.
names which might come up.
हाँ न्यू नेम्स आएंगे ही आएंगे. I honestly don't know the names right now, but क्योंकि season has not started. But yeah, archery definitely is entering, let's say, a new phase with this entire compound change. और at the same time you also have to remember कि एक compound mixed event है, 5 recurve events हैं in Olympics. So the primary focus of most countries will probably still be recurve as opposed to compound. क्योंकि एक ही event
Yeah.
है, right? Mixed team वाला event.
Yeah.
So
And ठीक है, I'm sure we will have a lot more opportunity to talk about it. But this time in LA, all the archery events are happening in the night.
अच्छा ये नहीं
So
देखा.
talk about getting acclimatized to the conditions and Indian archers adjusting to it.
That's yeah. Generally हमको हमेशा डर लगता है यार. Acclimatization speed has been weak.
Yeah.
But let's see. हवा भी चल लेगी ना रात को ज़्यादा, ठंडी भी ज़्यादा होगी. देखते हैं.
Cool.
होपफुली कंपाउंड में इतना ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट नहीं है उसका. रिकर्व में ज़्यादा है. बट
Hmm.
लेट्स सी.
मतलब impact तो mentally है ना.
आई थिंक टेक्निकली भी है. इट्स नॉट जस्ट अ मेंटल थिंग.
So
ऑब्वियसली
far, what we
टेक्निकली
have seen.
टेक्निकली भी इम्पैक्ट है. बट ठीक है.
ठीक है, cool.
या
What else?
उसके अलावा मतलब बिफोर टॉकिंग अबाउट क्रिकेट यू वांट टू टॉक अबाउट सम अदर इधर उधर के स्पोर्ट. जैसे लक्रोस देखा तूने. लक्रोस में देखा था. आई वाज सरप्राइज्ड कि
My battery is about to die down.
हाँ ठीक है डाई डाउन कर ले तेरी बैटरी. लक्रोस
नहीं
देख.
देखा मैंने.
मैंने मतलब ढूंढने की कोशिश की थी. मुझे कुछ मिला नहीं. बट आई वाज स्टिल सरप्राइज कि वी एक्चुअली बिकेम एशियन चैंपियंस. आई डोंट नो इट वाज मतलब फुल एशियन चैंपियनशिप था या सम मतलब इट वाज लाइक अ लोअर लेवल चैंपियनशिप लाइक सेकंड डिवीजन और समथिंग. आई एम स्टिल नॉट श्योर. डू यू हैव एनी आइडिया?
I don't actually. The only thing I saw was Lacrosse ki LA qualification. Getting excited कि maybe just we might have another team. Continental champions का quota usually रहता है, right? But थोड़ी सी complicated है. So if you become a continental champion, I think in 2026 या 27 का, so then you enter a World Series competition. जिसमें then you need to face the, so basically all the continental champions come together and then there are other teams who are world best and they come together and then उसमें qualification and जिसमें there was one more thing. It's just similar to cricket, only 6 teams are going to qualify.
हाँ वो नए स्पोर्ट्स का है प्रॉब्लम.
जिसमें से एक तो होस्ट कोटा यूएस का ऑलरेडी है.
पक्का है.
तो वो तो वहीं पे द ड्रीम डाइड डाउन. That was my only takeaway from lacrosse.
वैसे एमओ बोल भी रहा है कि नो द बेस्ट एशियन टीम्स आर नॉट देयर.
Oh.
सो या इट वाज डेफिनेटली सरप्राइजिंग टू मी के बट ठीक है. एशियन गेम्स में भी होना ही चाहिए लक्रोस.
But the bigger point is, did you watch it? Make sense of the rules? समझा पूरा अच्छे से या
मैं वही
नहीं?
बोला ना. आई ट्राई टू लेकिन मुझे मिली नहीं स्ट्रीम.
All right.
आई ट्राई टू बट मुझे स्ट्रीम मिली नहीं उसकी. बट ठीक है. एंड या उसके अलावा ऑब्वियसली लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड में क्रिकेट इस बार है ही. Everybody knows.
Hold on. Before we move on to cricket, I want to talk about Anahat because
Right, squash, yes.
yeah, I think it's a थोड़ा सा undercurrent
चल रहा
में
है.
a huge story developing.
Hmm.
She's started to perform. Basically, she's transitioned to senior tour nicely and no longer a promising junior.
Hmm.
Like अभी
I think she got to like
recently
25 or something. I'm not sure. Somewhere there.
she's broken top 20 now.
तो 20 हो गया. हाँ, मैं वही
She's
बात 20
world ranked
25.
19.
वही. Yeah, I heard that she broke either top 20 or 25. I wasn't sure which one.
Top 20, yeah. After that win in that PSA bronze जो
Recent, हाँ.
था ना जिसमें she created a upset as well. Number 10 या number 11 को ऐसे ही हराया था world number 10 11 को. But I actually was checking her ranking progression, okay? January 2025, she was outside of 80. She ended 2020, she ended 2025 around 30 35 and like gradual progression था. लास्ट ईयर ही वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप डेब्यू किया, पहले राउंड में वर्ल्ड नंबर 26 या 27 को हराया एंड देन आई थिंक सेकंड राउंड तक पहुंची थी. तो लाइक शी स्टार्टेड टू गेट विंस ओवर players who are in 10 to 30 bracket. So and world number, basically she's already established herself as a top 20 player. So yeah, like all of it at 17 only, right? So very interested to see how she continues the next 2 years in LA में कहाँ तक उसकी ceiling है, कहाँ तक जाती है. Of course the competition is still very high considering there are 2 entries each NOC. One NOC can
अच्छा,
make.
दो का दे दिया. ओके.
हाँ, मेरे को था एक होगा तो
मेरे को भी
it
वही
would have
बोला,
been
हाँ.
great.
But 30 to 20 is right कि not 16.
16.
Only 16.
16 में and that to a maximum of 2.
अरे 16 में ही maximum of 2 कर दिया.
Yeah.
That's too much, man.
So
I thought 32 था, but नहीं. Okay.
it's more or less like 2 medals will be blocked by Egypt. So देखते हैं. But yeah, nevertheless, very exciting space.
Yeah, I mean, I'll also say I haven't started watching squash yet, but I want to start. मतलब it is definitely
not easily accessible also, no?
I think मिलता है, but maybe it is paid. I'm not sure.
वही ऐप के थ्रू या वेबसाइट के थ्रू you need
YouTube
to
पे नहीं मिलता
take that much efforts.
हाँ,
Yeah.
YouTube पे नहीं मिलता है, but yeah, वो चालू करना है स्क्वॉश देखना, and it is definitely like a new thing to follow. The way she is going. The only one thing I'll say is कि in the past, मतलब when Deepika and Joshna were around world number 10, in the past I've sort of got the feeling with squash के world number 1 और world number 10 में difference बहुत होता है. So even though world number 10 sounds great, average sport के मुकाबले there's a huge difference between world number 1 and world number 10 for whatever reason. I don't know the reason. So you have to put that just a bit
maybe,
of a warning mark over there.
Maybe थोड़ा सा context ये भी इस बात पे डाल सकते हैं that like she's won a bronze level title.
Yeah, not
उसके बाद gold अलग
silver
है.
पहले, फिर gold, फिर platinum भी
Silver,
जाता है.
gold and then platinum.
Platinum
So
भी जाता
usually
है,
if you're winning platinum, that is where you're considered a top 5
उसके ऊपर
player.
भी फिर वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप एंड देयर आर लाइक दो स्पेशल.
अब वो तो सेम ही लेवल हो गया फिर, ठीक है.
नहीं, वो भी प्लैटिनम के ऊपर ही आता है ना, वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप इज
मतलब ऑन पेपर आता है
बोल
बट
सकता
इट्स
है,
द सेम फील्ड.
सिमिलर फील्ड, या यू कैन से दैट. ठीक है यार, स्क्वॉश डेफिनेटली समथिंग टू लुक फॉरवर्ड टू. इवन आई थिंक मेन में भी अभय सिंह वाज डूइंग वेल. एक आधा और भी प्लेयर का नाम देखा था.
अभय सिंह, यस ऑफ कोर्स, ही आल्सो हैज गुड चांस टू क्वालिफाई. तो देखते हैं वो भी. एंड आई थिंक स्क्वॉश आल्सो हैज कोटास इन एशियन गेम्स. If you win the gold, you qualify for LA.
I think it does, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Yeah, I think टेबल टेनिस नहीं बात की, बट कुछ खास है नहीं. मतलब जस्ट I noticed on table tennis on Twitter, a lot of people have come down to posting Satyan Gyaneshekaran beat world championship doubles medalist. मैं बोला यार कुछ ज़्यादा हो रहा है. मतलब इट्स लाइक अपोनेंट का हम कहीं से कोई अचीवमेंट ढूंढ के लाएंगे बताने को कि द विक्ट्री इज गुड. वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग पे हमने देखा, वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग पे नहीं मिला तो वर्ल्ड चैंपियन कोई मेडल्स देख लो, अरे डबल्स का यहाँ पे मेडल था, चलो वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप
The
डबल्स मेडलिस्ट.
bigger question is, was historic written in all caps? Because आजकल
इतना
में देख रहा हूँ, like there are so many of these sports handles which have come up, right? Of course, they are doing great job bringing in all the news and stuff, but बार
थोड़ा
बार पे
हाइपिंग
historic
ज्यादा हो
लिख
जाती है,
देते हैं, so
हाँ.
which does not make a lot of sense.
थोड़ी हाइपिंग मतलब फॉल्स हाइपिंग, मतलब इट मेक्स यू डाउट द रियल हाइप व्हेन दैट फॉल्स हाइप
Yeah,
हैपेंस. बट ठीक है. बट या इन जनरल आई डोंट थिंक टीटी में मच हो रहा है कुछ. आई डोंट नो इफ यू हैव अ डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव.
I just read again. There's not too much to be read into it, but Manash, Manav and
दे
Manush
हाँ दे
became
गॉट
world
बिकेम
number
वर्ल्ड
five,
नंबर. वर्ल्ड
but
नंबर 1 भी हुए थे ना? नहीं,
world number five.
वेयर डिड आई रीड 1? ओके, मे बी आई मिस्ड दैट.
And I was also thinking, there's this 15-year-old TT girl, right?
यशस्विनी.
I think she won Asian Junior Championship recently, and that's how the hype got around her, and she was able to beat a couple of Chinese also there.
आई रिमेंबर रीडिंग समथिंग, लेकिन ऑब्वियसली जूनियर मेरा इतना रजिस्टर नहीं होता है, तो यू नो बेटर.
I don't know better. I just remember right now reading her name, and yeah, something maybe to look forward to.
Yeah, but मतलब वही, I saw a little bit TT news here and there, but all I can say is nothing excited me कि okay कुछ बड़ा कर दिया. It seemed, and even rankings में, you know, okay, by the way, the big change which we have to consider is कि doubles is now a part of the Olympics. पहले we had team events and
Yeah, yeah,
singles
yeah.
events. Now men's doubles and women's doubles are directly part of the Olympics. So maybe it could have an impact. I don't know. But yeah, I sort of over the years learned that TT rankings are not reliable.
Yeah.
Lot of that rankings, you know, is based on किसको opportunity ज़्यादा मिली है ना. इनके जो contender events होते हैं, they have sort of, even you know, the I think star contender is going on right now in Chennai, maybe going on as about to start. I'm not sure, but even the
Yeah, I don't follow TT much.
but even मतलब you know the contender events, they have a limitation of like how many top players can play. तो जैसे मैंने कहीं पे ऐसा पढ़ा था कि जैसे WTT contender होता है, which we keep hearing about, they have a limitation कि like only 6 of the top 15 or top 20 players can play, something like that. So वो मतलब artificially field वो थोड़ा weak
Also,
रखते
the
हैं.
top players don't participate as much as you see in badminton, right? Chinese
because of this
वगैरह.
rule ना, because of this rule कि they have a rule
Oh,
के contender में
नहीं.
6 ही खेल
So
सकते हैं.
even in tournaments like Smash या
हाँ तो
उससे नीचे वाला.
हाँ तो स्मैश इवेंट्स में खेलते हैं, बट स्मैश इवेंट्स का वही था, दे वांटेड द स्मैश इवेंट्स टू बेसिकली बी लाइक ग्रैंड स्लैम्स वेर यू हैव लाइक 4 or 5 स्मैश इवेंट्स अ ईयर. अब टिल आई डोंट नो अभी कहाँ तक पहुँचे, बट इनिशियली दे गॉट ओनली 2, दे गॉट स्पॉन्सरशिप ओनली 2 इवेंट्स. वन वॉज इन सिंगापुर एंड वन वॉज समवेयर एल्स. देन फिर 2 का 3 हुआ था, आई थिंक दे गॉट सऊदी अरेबियन स्पॉन्सरशिप. 3 हुआ था, आई डोंट नो राइट नाउ दे हैव रीच्ड 4 or 5 or नॉट, बट या.
4 ही हैं.
पर 4 भी है तो ठीक है, अच्छी बात है. मतलब स्टार्ट तो 2 से ही हुआ था, मतलब
ये Abmo 717 is saying, yeah, it's going on.
या गोइंग ऑन. सत्यम लॉस्ट इन क्वार्टर फाइनल. या तो वही बात है कि टीटी मतलब ऑनेस्टली read the news but nothing really excited too much. Let's see. And yeah, उसके अलावा तो फिर obviously we are looking forward to 2026. तो वैभव बात करने नहीं देता है, but one of the biggest things to look forward to even from an Olympic perspective is actually cricket. You have a 2 World Cups coming up. The मतलब men's World Cup चालू है, women's World Cup आने वाला है, and both are direct
Women's
Olympic
World
qualifiers.
Cup आने वाला है.
T20 World Cup, yeah.
अभी क्या जीते हैं?
अभी ODI वर्ल्ड कप जीते.
ओके, हाँ.
तो वुमेन्स ODI वर्ल्ड कप जीते. T20 वर्ल्ड कप वही मई जून के आसपास है, समवेयर जून जुलाई, एग्जैक्ट डेट नहीं पता मुझे, बट जुलाई समवेयर इन इंग्लैंड, which is and again T20 is the direct Olympic sport, right? So from that perspective, both the World Cups are huge because the winner will basically go in as the world champion into the Olympics.
It's not.
It
You
is.
just try to say it just because you want to discuss about cricket on the stream. That's all.
क्यों? Why is
It
it
does
not?
not,
Why is it not?
because it's equivalent to a sport like football or maybe tennis. Football का World Cup, FIFA World Cup is in 2026. Can you imagine anyone talking about how it is important for Olympics also?
अच्छा that नहीं but football में you have an under 23 at Olympics. Cricket में you don't have that restriction.
ठीक है, now you are getting into technicalities the way you always do, but
But you
you
are basically saying
understood my point also,
your point
right?
is that the World Cup itself is bigger than the Olympics. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes, of
हाँ.
course.
I'm not too sure that is true with cricket. That's what I'm saying. Because cricket की जो countries हैं, they care about Olympics.
अच्छा,
हम्म.
like खुद से बना दिया, अभी
आएगा
तक
तब
आज
देख
तक
लेंगे.
डेब्यू भी नहीं किया है क्रिकेट ने.
हाँ तो आएगा तब देख लेंगे.
चलो ठीक है.
आएगा तब देख लेंगे. But yeah, in terms of मतलब in terms of just talking, obviously looking forward to both those events. क्रिकेट में और बहुत भी कुछ चीज़ें हैं. Everybody knows. मेंस वर्ल्ड कप में तो अभी मज़ा आ ही रहा है. तूने कुछ भी देखा? एक भी मैच? एक बॉल? Nothing.
I just saw Dale Steyn की reel which was going viral while he was commentating on South Africa versus Afghanistan.
क्या बोल रहा था? मतलब he was praising अफगानिस्तान क्या?
No, I mean he was very ecstatic and very like ऊपर नीचे because the match was also पूरा ऊपर नीचे, right? Sometime it felt South Africa is going to win, sometime it felt Afghanistan. So it was a good passionate commentary. अच्छा. उसकी रील थी.
या ठीक है. मतलब मेंस का तो ओके चलो, एज यू आल्सो से मेंस तो सब लोग फॉलो करते हैं. आई जस्ट वांट टू से या वुमेन इज क्वाइट एक्साइटिंग एज वेल बिकॉज वुमेन टीम हैव मेड द नेक्स्ट स्टेप अप and you hope that they can continue. You don't know whether they will or not, but let's say they can. And women का भी by the way not many people might know, कल से इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया चालू हो रहा है वुमेन की T20 सीरीज which is again मतलब if you're thinking from an Olympic perspective, those would be the top two teams along with England and South Africa. न्यूजीलैंड आजकल थोड़ी वीक हो गई है, so वहाँ पे आता है. बट या उस हिसाब से क्रिकेट देखते हैं. बिग ईयर फॉर क्रिकेट. एंड
have they come out with the qualification process?
नहीं, and you have to be cynical there. वो they have held it back so that they ensure कि इंडिया पहुंच जाए. That is the fact of the matter. But yeah, qualification नहीं है अभी तक. I will say that I am hoping के I'm not hoping, sorry, I'm expecting के USA will not get a direct spot in the 6 teams because eventually they have added cricket for the money. And USA is not bringing the money. The money will come through, let's say, Pakistan make it to the men's team and you have an India-Pakistan match. That's where the money will come. And in order to get Pakistan in, they will probably have to give USA up. Because it's tough to get Pakistan in 6 teams.
You're saying so US will let go of their host quota.
I'm saying it's possible. I'm not saying, and I'm thinking it will happen. I'm not saying
yeah, that's a good logical deduction. Could happen, but even if Pakistan does not make it, India does. They still get a huge market.
Yeah.
To cater to, no?
हाँ, उसमें कोई डाउट ही नहीं है कि obviously India is by far the biggest cash cow when it comes.
Even if India is there and US is there, from that perspective also, like I'm just thinking, every Indian match is going to be fully sold out, so that ticketing revenue is also going to be 100%.
It's not just ticketing, it's broadcasting also, right?
Broadcasting, so we have already discussed that, right? Broadcasting is going to be there. Agree to your point. India, Pakistan both make it, that's like the highest ceiling. But even if India alone makes it,
India
so broadcasting and वहाँ पे ticketing भी तो hit हो ही रहा है.
But we have seen, right? मतलब इंडिया पाकिस्तान में जितना ICC जिम्नास्टिक्स करता है to put India and Pakistan in the same group in every World Cup, you have kind of seen कि India Pakistan का भी मतलब even India versus somebody else and India versus Pakistan does have some greater value over India versus somebody else. Plus Pakistan also has a diaspora, so Pakistan
of
also
course, yes.
does help in the World Cup. So yeah, so मतलब my prediction is that they are holding back on the qualification, so because they want to come up with a method where they
Indian
can
Pakistan can get selected.
Basically India को तो पहुंच ही जाएगा. India is not a big problem.
I wonder which country is going to come from West Indies though.
West Indies का तो simple है, मतलब they'll put something like CPL champions come or something like that. जैसे Caribbean Premier League होता है ना, which is between the West Indies nations. Okay. But they
which is the strongest country there? Trinidad.
I think Jamaica. Barbados, Jamaica, and Trinidad are the big 3. But I get the feeling maybe Barbados is the strongest, but I'm not sure. Okay. But yeah, the big 3 are Jamaica, Trinidad, and Barbados. Those are the three big ones. एंड या मतलब ठीक है, यू एक्सपेक्ट कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया आएगा, यू एक्सपेक्ट इंग्लैंड आएगा, यू एक्सपेक्ट साउथ अफ्रीका आएगा, यू एक्सपेक्ट इंडिया आएगा, ये 4 हो गए. एंड देन यू एक्सपेक्ट कि यू नीड वन टीम फ्रॉम द अमेरिकाज.
You
सो
mean GB आएगा, टीम GB?
GB, right. So GB, India, Australia, and South Africa. These 4 you expect, and you expect that one team will be from the Americas. So now, if that one team is from the Americas is USA, then you don't know whether West Indies makes it or not. But if they give actually a proper spot to Americas, then one of the West Indian nations will make it. And then you have 6th, which is USA, or it could be you try to
Just
get
a food for
Pakistan or
thought,
New Zealand
Will.
in there.
So there is this ruling in Olympics, right? The continental presence has to be there. How does it applies onto these new
Yes,
sports where just
I
it's
don't think
just
it's that
team
strict. It can be
6
worked out.
teams?
It's not that strict. That's what I'm saying. It can be
Because I'm
worked out.
just wondering, like continental, though I don't see is going to be a qualification
नहीं,
tournament
I'll
for
tell you
cricket.
another
वो
thing.
एक ही कोई वर्ल्ड कप नेक्स्ट ईयर अगर होगा तो.
नहीं नहीं कॉन्टे मतलब बात तो वो चल रही थी कि वील जस्ट डू इट बेस्ड ऑन रैंकिंग्स, एंड दोज रैंकिंग्स आर थ्रैश. लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट, क्रिकेट की जो रैंकिंग्स चलती है दे आर थ्रैश. सो द फैक्ट कि यू आर डूइंग क्वालिफिकेशन ऑन रैंकिंग्स इज BS. ओके, बट वो रैंकिंग्स उनको दिखती है भैया कौन रैंकिंग आगे, इंडिया आउट नहीं होगा, रैंकिंग पे कर दो. सो मतलब यू हैव टू बी स्केप्टिकल यार कि अभी तक क्वालिफिकेशन मेथड आउट क्यों नहीं है. और मेरा तो थियरी वही है कि दे आर वर्किंग आउट कि हाउ वी कैन गेट द बेस्ट 6 टीम्स इन, बेस्ट 6 मार्केटिंग वाइज.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole logic of getting cricket into the Olympics, right?
एग्जैक्टली, तो बेस्ट 6 मार्केटिंग वाइज लाना है उनको somehow or the other. And Pakistan is the toughest one to get in because they are like the second Asian team. Others can be got through continentals. And New Zealand will be the ones who probably miss out. क्योंकि Australia will take that spot unless they somehow beat them or something, but I doubt it. But ठीक है, that is cricket. And खत्म करते करते obviously I'll just say not an Olympic sport but chess के लिए भी बहुत बड़ा year है. So 2026 में what lies ahead, if you're talking, you have to talk about chess. You have candidates coming up, you have Olympiad coming up, and you finally have a World Championship coming up. So those are the 3 big ones. उसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे events हैं. And we had a very bad second half of 2025. First half was still okay. But yeah, the second half of 2025 was disastrous for Indian chess. So you kind of have to bounce back. So we are wait कर रहे हैं कि कब होगा, लेकिन अभी तक हुआ नहीं है.
Do you feel Gukesh is under huge amount of pressure after winning the World Championship?
Yeah, he is, but he can manage it. I don't think मतलब his personality is that ना कि वो generally थोड़ा अपने में रहता है. And yeah, obviously everybody gets affected. He is also getting affected. But chess चलता है ऐसे. People have very short, chess viewers have very short memories. But chess बहुत बार ऐसे चलता है कि people go through up and down periods. And Gukesh is right now going through a down period. The last down period he went was in second half of 2023. Second half of 2023, starting from the Grand Swiss, he had a terrible 3-4 months. And then he recovered just in time to qualify for the candidates. And then 2024 में he just मतलब he was the best player in the world.
Who do you rate as the best chess player in India?
I mean, honestly, it varies on formats.
Okay. Let's go into the formats. You wanted to talk about chess.
ठीक है, if you vary on format, definitely आज की डेट में I think shorter format में it's getting Arjun. तो Blitz and Rapid में, especially Blitz में,
not the form as such, but as per you, who do you rate? Like, is the best one?
हाँ, तो मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ, right? कि because there's a big difference between classical chess and Blitz chess. That's what I'm saying. Classical chess is like 2 hours a player, plus whatever. तो Blitz chess, which is short period chess, T20 of chess, उसमें मतलब right now Arjun is the best. And classical में it's tough to pick. Maybe Prag at this point, just based on form. But Prag का भी form has gone down. But he's the one who has had the best recent results. But yeah, it's very close. It's very close to choose between all the 3 of them. And all 3 are struggling at the moment. That is the point. तो वो 19-20 का ही फर्क है maximum. And yeah, by the way, there was a comment about what candidates prediction, and ठीक है यार, एक तो कमेंट था कि अर्जुन defeated Magnus in freestyle by Abmo. I mean, yeah, great Abmo, but yeah, I mean, I would have preferred if he would have qualified for the semis. मैग्नस को हराना ठीक है, but यार मैग्नस को हरा के भी सेमीज में नहीं पहुंचे. You feel like मैग्नस को हरा के भी सेमीज में नहीं पहुंचा. That's what you feel. So I would have preferred if he got to the semis. That's fine. And in terms of candidates prediction, obviously, well, the biased prediction is Prague, and beyond that, it's tough. But yeah, I'll say I don't think Hikaru will win. For me, it's between, and I think out of the youngsters, Prague के अलावा Sindarov is a very, very tough opponent. So, मतलब my top three would be like Fabi, Prague, and Sindarov. That would be my top three. Over there, मतलब top three chances to win.
Cool.
But yeah,
You had your chess moment.
तेरे को कब दिखाना है, कैसे चेस दिखाना है, अभी फिगर आउट करना है.
I would be super happy if I'm able to follow, the usual sports that I intend to. Yeah, happy and content with that. Not, like I said, not into board games.
Not into board games, right? That's okay.
Cool. No, but very interesting conversation. मजा आया बात करके.
हाँ,
Thankfully 2.5 घंटे में खत्म हो गई.
हाँ, इनफैक्ट आई थिंक हाँ 10 बजे आज तो चालू कर दिया था, 2.5 घंटा हो गया.
Yeah. ठीक है.
चलो
Let's
फिर.
see how the year goes. When do we connect next?
कुछ क्लोजिंग थॉट्स ओवरऑल, एनीथिंग, एशियन गेम्स और समथिंग. बहुत दूर है वैसे, बाद में भी कर सकते हैं.
I mean, I think next 3-4 months, थोड़ा सा across the sports, there is going to be a little bit warm up, and then Commonwealth athletics, and of course the big daddy of all Asian Games should be fun. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm really looking towards hockey World Cup as well, or at least was looking until a
Yeah.
week ago. I just hope they bounce back. Cricket World Cup तो है ही obviously. चेस का भी मैंने बोला ही कि बड़े इवेंट्स हैं. But yeah, looking forward to hockey World Cup as well.
Yeah,
That
hockey
kinda-
World Cup and all sorts of World
World
Championship
Championships,
also, because this is the year things start getting heated up. No?
Yeah, and next year will obviously the qualification will start taking off. क्या हंसने की क्या बात?
I just read a.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. So I mean, if you want to respond to that, that's yours.
Yeah, I am myself super frustrated by him. So yeah, I just hope he goes.
ठीक है.
Cool. Chalo.
Okay.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye guys. We'll see
Right.
when we come back. We're not sure yet, right? देखेंगे.
I don't know. I mean, इसी में it took us 2 months to coordinate and get
हाँ,
to
मतलब ये तो
this
लिटरली
slot.
इस बार तो लिटरली मतलब हम लोग का आई थिंक 2.5-3 महीने से वी आर सेइंग कि करते हैं हो ही नहीं रहा है. इट्स ऑलवेज गोइंग नेक्स्ट वीक. समटाइम्स आई एम बिजी, समटाइम्स आई वाज बिजी. इस बार आई थिंक मतलब करने में दिस वाज प्रोबेबली द मोस्ट डिले वी हैव हैड. आई डोंट नो पहले कभी इतना हुआ है.
Yeah.
व्हाटएवर.
ठीक है. We anyways had a good discussion.
चलो फिर.
See you. Thanks
Bye-bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye bye.
Good
Thanks for
night.
joining in. Bye bye.
Bye. Yeah.